Welcome back, everyone. This is episode number 14 of another gaming podcast. I am one of your hosts, Doomwaves. My name is Chance for all purposes, and I'm joined tonight, of course, by one of my co-hosts, the amazing Dustin Christ. What's going on, Dustin?
Shit, you came to me too fast. Things are going well. I don't know what to say.
I'm disappointed because I was getting ready once he said amazing. I was going to say it was me. But
I heard amazing, and I was like, "That he can't be talking about me. He can't be talking about me."
Okay, well, we'll move on then. We'll talk about now the incomparable Steven.
Oh, wow.
Laggy Gamer. What's up, man?
I like that. That was nice. Actually, you sounded so enthusiastic when you do the intro. I wanted Dustin to do it to see if he could have matched your enthusiasm, as tired as he is right now.
Probably not.
Probably not. Okay, well, we'll move on then. And my phone is ringing. We'll hang up on them and move on
Damn,
to...
we've got to start over now.
Really? No. We'll keep that in there. We're also joined tonight by an amazing guest, R.E. Lewis, 2001 or 2011. I don't remember what the number is, but Rusty.
I don't even know what the number is. My name is Rusty. Thanks for having me on, you guys.
Well, let's get started. What are we going to talk about?
Well, I think Rusty needs to tell us about his channel. It's kind of been a little bit of a I don't want to say like a hiatus while you've been toiling away, but
yeah, no, it's been pretty much a dry spout. Haven't put out many videos recently. I don't know, just kind of gotten out of the swing of things I should say, there's just been a lot of personal stuff, I guess, going on. I'm not going to get into on here, but, I still love putting out content, even though I haven't done it in a while. It's fun. But due to people just completely spamming my recent videos, like, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but just constant negative stuff. Like,
well, I've noticed like a real like wave of negativity.
Yeah. So I've just kind of gotten discouraged from that, and I pulled off all the ratings for my recent videos just because it was kind of putting a damper on what I was trying to do. And so I've just taken a little bit of a break, but I've been on YouTube for about 2-3 years, I think. And I've enjoyed it quite a bit, but my channel's nothing special, just basically geared around the games that I've picked up recently, the games that I've been playing. I always get into the summer backlog challenge, and occasionally I do a review and stuff, but nothing with gameplay footage really. It's mainly just me discussing games. So
I actually have to ask. Sorry, Dustin, to rewind a little bit. I'm normally like one of the first to watch your videos now every time they pop up, so I don't get to see all the negativity because I don't go back to it. But I didn't know it was getting like a lot of negative comments like on your videos and stuff. That's crazy.
Yeah,
people are doing stuff like that.
Yeah, there's kind of a whole story behind it. I'm not going to get into on here just because I don't know who's going to end up listening to this. But
two or three people will listen.
Yeah. Basically, just some stuff happened a long time ago through just someone I was contacting on YouTube, and then crap hit the fan, and it was really bad on both sides of things. And so basically, my channel just gets spammed now every time I upload a video, which it sucks. That sucks. But it's just it's what can you do? It is what it is.
And I was gonna say, I actually got to watching your channel from, I believe it was Steph's to Death. She mentioned you in a video a few years back. I want to say, and that's what guided me to your channel. So anything from her, I was like, yeah, I'll give this guy a try. And seeing you, like, it looked like you're in your dorm room there or something at first, filming some stuff. And I was like, this is pretty cool though, because you had a nice little collection going, and you seemed like you really enjoyed your game. So I've been a fan of your channel ever since then for a few years now. So
I appreciate it, Steven. I really do. Thanks, man.
What were you saying, Dustin? Sorry.
I don't remember now.
I'll say you're not the only one.
Like, I had it in my brain, and then Steven just kept going like a freight train, and I was like, it's gone.
Well, he mentioned the thing about someone trying to spam his channel, and then it took me back to that guy who sent me that message saying he was going to get all his subscribers to spam my channel because I'm stealing his name.
Such a stupid thing to do. I don't know.
Because
I guess that's the thing. It's like, because Rusty's channel is always very positive, and I don't know. It's like a bright, sunshiny smile on YouTube, and to throw negativity at that, it just seems kind of like, why are you even doing this?
It's a troll magnet.
Yeah, I guess, because you're so positive on your channel. It's just like, I guess that it would be a troll magnet. Yeah.
Oh, that just I just want to know. This is just interrupting everything. What's the most negative thing you've ever seen or read on your channel?
My channel, personally?
Everyone's. We're gonna all mention our works. What's been yours, Rusty?
I don't know. I mean, I honestly can't recall like a particular comment, but a lot of people will say, that I'm a faggot or just things like that. I think my enthusiasm...
Oh, so it's like the Call of Duty crowd.
Yeah, yeah. I think my enthusiasm just automatically comes across that I'm apparently gay, which I'm not really sure how those two correlate, but...
Well, being from the same state as I am, it's because you don't have a big dip of snuff in your lip.
Yeah.
You're wearing camo, and you're not talking about all your guns. So.
Yep, pretty much.
There you
pretty
go.
much. So yeah, nothing too specific, but yeah, that's probably the bulk of my negativity.
I think the worst thing I got was a personal message, other than that guy who wanted to get my channel closed. This was by far worse. I hadn't shared it with anybody, but he said, "So you're a Christian, eh? Why don't you kill yourself, kill your family, kill everyone you talk to,
nice.
Light yourself on fire, and just go away.
What?
The world will be better without you." Yes, that was a private message I got.
Wow.
So that's probably the worst thing I've ever gotten. Top that one. Chance, go for it.
Well, I can't top that one, but there was a troll like running around flaming everybody's channel. He would click on a channel and then comment, and then somebody else had commented on that video. He'd just go to their channel and make a negative comment. Some dude, and he's like, found my channel, and he's like, "Oh, you're fat." Oh, and then moved on, and I just said okay, and just deleted it and moved on, and he never came back. Other than that, though, just a certain YouTuber that I don't necessarily care for would go and watch every single one of my videos and never had anything positive to say. It's like, okay, dude, just don't comment if you're not gonna, if you're just gonna spam negativity, just don't comment, But he was very loyal, and then he watched every single video, but whatever.
How are you doing with the dislikes this day? Have you stepped beyond them, or are they still affecting you a little bit? Have you moved past it?
It was just strange to me, especially that one video. It's like, okay, the video had been up not even 24 hours, and it had 2 dislikes. And two dislikes is a lot for my channel that gets, maybe 40 views per video. So
that red part of the bar is really big.
Yeah, it's like like an eighth of it. It's like, jeez. So it was just funny. It's like, wow, this video's been up 14 hours, and I have 2 dislikes on it. They were just jealous.
It's such a shame that people literally feel the need to go to a video, dislike it, and then take the step further and even put a disrespectful comment. It's just, you seriously have to have better time or better things to do with your time than put other people down.
I'd like to see the comment just to know who's doing it, though. I never get a negative comment on my channel. It's mostly it'll be a dislike, and I'd like a reason for the dislike, at least. Let me know what I did wrong so I can improve. I know I'm boring to watch, but
at least he gets that dislike, and he just goes, sits in the corner and cries.
That's me.
That one person ruins it.
All right, Dustin. Do you have anything, Dustin?
Yeah, but mine's different because mine is actually my own comment. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I had this guy trolling my video, and he was a holy roller, and he was basically it was a pickups video.
Yep.
You remember this because I talked to you about it. And he's basically talking about how I don't care about the world or other people because I buy video games, and I should be giving my life look, I don't have a problem with religious people, but when you start throwing in my face and saying I don't care about shit because I don't live my life like you do, that pisses me off right there. I mean, white hot rage hit my brain, and I typed something back really fast, and basically I really laid into him, and I ended it by saying, get swept away by the ocean, and then I looked at it, and he lives in the Philippines, and that was when right after the tsunami hit.
Oh my gosh.
And I felt bad, but then I was like, fuck him. So there you go.
Wow. That was entertaining. I wanted to know that. Actually, I was going to ask about YouTube etiquette and what's going on right now, because you just had, I thought it was Dustin who had something happen on his channel recently. Within the last 3 videos that made me want to know. I can't remember what it was, though.
Etiquette.
Yeah, just like never mind. We already went through it. It's good to go. So Rusty,
Okay.
we'll just go ahead and get him the big three out of the way. The three questions for him: favorite game, favorite movie, favorite recording artist. And if you know Rusty or subscribe to him, Mario Lewis 2011, probably know what his favorite game is. But Rusty, go ahead and clarify for everyone who doesn't watch it. Let them know what it is, man.
All right, well, I'm going to save the game for last because I want to keep everyone in suspense. Not that anyone that's watched any of my videos wouldn't already know. But my favorite movie of all time is the first Lord of the Rings movie, The Fellowship of the Ring.
Ooh, you're with Dustin, man.
Yep.
Forever and Always
That's
Will
cool.
Be, probably my favorite movie. I mean, the soundtrack especially, oh my goodness. Like, I could probably start crying if I started listening to that soundtrack. It's just amazing. Howard Shore is just an absolutely amazing composer. He did all three Lord of the Rings movies. I believe he did The Hobbit as well, which I haven't seen yet, which is pathetic.
Whoa, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, they're getting ready to just wait because they're getting ready to release the extended edition.
exactly. So I might as well
Because
just
that movie really needed an extended edition.
yeah. I mean, it's getting 3 movies for a book that's the shortest of anything that Tolkien wrote, which is pathetic. But so yes, The Fellowship of the Ring is my favorite movie of all time. My favorite recording artist. It's changed a lot, over the years. Growing up, and I say growing up, that sounds weird because I'm 20 years old. So back when I was in high school, way back when, I'd probably say it was Bon Jovi. You guys probably would spite me for that, but my dad, he was just a huge Bon Jovi fan, and he still is, but I just remember coming home from school every day. He was downstairs working out, and he'd be blaring Crossroads on the stereo, listening to Living on a Prayer, and You Give Love a Bad Name, and all that good stuff. And he took me to see him in concert a few years back when Have a Nice Day came out. So, that would usually be my answer, but I think over the years, I would have to say the Foo Fighters, because I can put in any album of theirs and just listen to it all the way through, and not a bad track is on any of their albums, in my opinion. I just love them all. Huge Dave Grohl fan, although I liked him
Dave
better.
Grohl's awesome.
Yeah, he's just an awesome frontman. I liked him better, obviously, when he was the drummer for Nirvana, but rest in peace.
That's what I was just going to say.
Yeah.
Because, it's so funny because it's so weird to think, but you don't think about this, but I can remember a time before the Foo Fighters existed. It was like, oh, Dave Grohl's new band, the Foo Fighters,
Yeah.
and then that song came out. Can't remember the name of it right now, but it's so weird to think about how, Foo Fighters have been around for, 10 years. No, 20 years.
It's been a while, yeah. I mean,
Jesus.
late 90s, I think.
Yeah.
I don't really know when they formed. I mean,
94. It was the
was it the year Kurt died?
It was later that year, and then 95 is when the album came out.
Wow. See, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Nirvana is also one of my favorite bands. I mean, oh my gosh, I don't know if you guys have seen the MTV Unplugged of Nirvana, but yeah, just amazing.
I actually can't stand Nirvana, so
what?
I don't like them at all.
You're insane.
We are no longer friends.
They're too depressing for me. I can't take that.
They are. I mean, them and Alice in Chains. Lane Staley's another great one. I don't know. The grunge era is not for everyone, that's for sure. But moving along here. My favorite game of all time, without a doubt, has to be Kingdom Hearts.
Oh my gosh, what a surprise!
I know.
Oh,
so I'm not.
Now,
go ahead. What were you gonna say?
You would choose Kingdom Hearts over Kingdom Hearts 2. Is it just a nostalgia thing, or
yes?
Okay.
I like the worlds better in Kingdom Hearts 2. I feel the pacing of the game is probably even better, but just the memories I have playing the first one were just never, unforgettable.
Yeah. Do you feel like, because I feel this way, I feel like Kingdom Hearts 1 kind of struck an even balance between Disney and Final Fantasy.
Yes.
And as it's gone on, it's become more and more Disney.
Oh, I agree completely. I mean, 2 was just Disney everything. I mean,
yeah.
My hope is that with Kingdom Hearts 3, they focus more on Final Fantasy, but I think with Disney now acquiring, Marvel and Star Wars, it's just going to be a mess.
There's so much they can do.
I didn't even think about that.
Star
Wars and Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I'm really worried that it's just gonna be an absolute mess. Because Tetsuya Nomura, he's just out there. I don't know. So I'm worried, but I'm also hopeful, and I really really like Dream Drop Distance on the 3DS. But I guess only time will tell to see what worlds they incorporate. I hope we see some more Final Fantasy characters, or even visiting some of the Final Fantasy worlds. I think would be so interesting.
That was the cool thing about Dream Drop was seeing Neku.
Yeah.
And the World Ends With You characters.
Yeah, that was really cool, and I like that. But with 3, I would really like them to do away with the Dream Eaters. I thought it was a nice little gimmick for the 3DS version, but I want Donald and Goofy on my side. If they're not my companions, forget it. You know.
I think it will because it's the main.
Yeah.
We're back to the main series.
Yep.
So.
But that's enough Kingdom Hearts talk. I don't want to go on forever, but those are my big 3.
I'm gonna add a 4th.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
And until I guess this is really going to only last a couple more months, but Xbox One or PS4?
PS4.
There we go.
Fanboy.
You heard it here.
Boo. No, I'm just kidding.
What a Sony fanboy.
Yeah. No, I mean, I didn't even get the Xbox 360, or I mean, I didn't even get the PlayStation 3 until someone gave me one. I mean, I didn't even buy one myself, so I mean, I waited forever and a day to get the PS3, and it's about the games, and Xbox didn't show me that it's about the games. They showed me it's about social networking and all this other garbage that I really don't care about.
TV.
I want a controller. I want to sit on my couch when I come home from work, and I want to veg out, and that's what I'm going to do with my PlayStation 4.
Along with
Just
us.
be an unwashed slob.
So, there you go.
There we go.
Well, I had one more Kingdom Hearts thing. What was it with the first one that brought you in liking it so much, making it your favorite game?
It certainly wasn't Final Fantasy. The thing is, I remember going to my buddy's house, and his older brothers were always just really big into games. We'd always watch them play games, and I remember watching his older brother beat the original Kingdom Hearts, and I just thought it was so amazing to see all these Disney worlds, that you could visit, because growing up, Disney movies were my thing, and they still are. I'm a humongous Disney fan. I don't think Disney will ever be the same. Aladdin, The Lion King, those movies will go down as some of the best animated films ever. Nowadays, it's pretty bad. But watching him play that game, then eventually I remember walking into Target and seeing that it had become a greatest hits game that was huge, and so I bought the game and I played through it myself, and I was just blown away that it was the first RPG that I'd ever really gotten into, disregarding Pokemon, of course. And I was just basically reliving, my early childhood, going into and playing the Disney movies that I loved watching, each and every day. And to be able to play a video game based on that, basically, was just unheard of for me. And so that's what really sucked me in. And then, of course, that eventually turned me on to some of these other games like Final Fantasy. It was just like, well, what is this? Who are these characters from? Who is this Cloud guy? And, it really kind of steered me, I think, toward a whole slew of other games that I eventually ended up playing and loving.
It was crazy because Kingdom Hearts was, I would work during the summer with my uncle during those high school years. And when it came out, it was during where I wasn't working, so I had no money. But we actually rented it from a Blockbuster and wound up keeping that copy of Kingdom Hearts and never returning it. But I remember just games back then for me, and I wasn't a huge RPG guy, but same thing for me was it had Disney stuff in it, and I love Disney, so I wanted to play it. It took me, I want to say, at least 6 months to beat that game because I wouldn't have the time like I would now to just sit down and concentrate. I'd hang out in one world, just running around for 2 hours, just doing nothing back then. So it was just, I can't even remember. I know I beat it, and I want to say I beat the second one, but I don't remember a lot from them. I played Dream Drop Distance and the one on PSP, but when the HD remake comes out, I plan on getting that again to give them a playthrough again. That way I can be all caught up and refreshed when it comes out. So yeah.
I just wish they would. There's so much. I mean, if they just go with Disney, there's so much they can draw from. I'm surprised that there hasn't been a Pocahontas stage yet.
I'm surprised they haven't grabbed Pixar.
There's that too. I mean, why haven't they done that? Why isn't there a Toy Story stage? Why isn't there a Rescuers?
Oh my
stage?
gosh!
True.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well,
or
personally,
a Great Mouse Detective.
Pocahontas was one of the lamest movies to me, so I could do without Pocahontas. But
you'd be running around, they'd be playing Colors of the Wind in the background.
I could get into that, man. Have that little raccoon as your companion.
There you go. See,
the little
Rescuers would be cool though. Which that was on Netflix or something, I think. We almost watched the other day. But anyways, cool. And also I need to know, because Dustin 2, Fellowship, why do people like that so much? I always thought it was the slowest one out of all of them.
Oh, no, it's a...
Two Towers
it's about
is the slowest.
What were you going to say, Dustin?
I said Two Towers is the slowest.
I completely agree. It's the characterization in the first one, just the fellowship coming together, meeting all the characters for the very first time. When you're in Rivendell and you see Legolas, jump off his horse and come in, and Gimli, he's all, grim and gruff and just, I don't know, it's just so awesome. You see Aragorn, when they go to the Pouncing Pony or whatever the heck it is, I don't even know. And you just see him with his hood down, he's Strider. Just, it's so, Gandalf the Grey and how he kind of brings all these, like, young little hobbits under his wing. It's just, I don't know. I just love how...
I can sum it up in one word. Boromir.
Yes.
The journey of Boromir.
Yeah.
From being very selfish and seeming self-absorbed in the beginning to giving his life and sacrifice at the end.
And then that
I mean...
Go ahead.
Spoiler alert. It's a
spoiler alert.
Yeah.
It's the one movie out of that trilogy that stands on its own.
Yeah.
You can watch that by itself and get what you need, but Two Towers, you're like, oh, what happened before?
Yep.
But
Two Towers had like my second favorite scene out of the whole movie when he came over the hill with the help with the backup Gandalf. I just love that scene. So maybe that's why I get stuck on that one, just because that one part.
There's three scenes in those movies that make me well up. One is Boromir's death, because it's fucking harsh.
Yeah.
You're like, oh no. And the second one is when Gandalf the White is riding with, is it Merry or Pippin? It's Pippin, riding the Minas Tirith, and he raises his staff to send the Nazgul away as they're riding towards the line of soldiers.
Oh, yeah.
That are riding to their death. It's just that music with that kid's like high voice.
Well, it's almost like everything else is like completely zeroed out. Like you can't hear anything but just the symphony or the orchestra playing.
And it's just like, oh my god, and then the final thing is, no, my friends, no one bows to you. And when I was in the theaters, I was a mess.
Oh yeah,
I bet you the whole theater had to be in a
everyone
mess.
Everyone stands up and claps, man. It's just
yeah, I was sobbing when I watched that movie.
Yeah.
Then the For Frodo part, that always got me too.
Oh
yeah, it's just For Frodo and goes charging at him.
For Frodo.
Yes. Anyways, good talks on good things, so that doesn't bother me.
I'm crying now. Thank you.
Let's just move on.
Well, since we're on the topic of a movie, we'll just go into the main topic of the evening, and then we'll get to questions and stuff later. And that was, I believe we wanted to talk about video game movies. Movies that are, do we want to mention like movies that have video games in them, or movies based off of video games?
Okay, video game adaptations, video game continuations, and then movies that are based on video game culture.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I can say right off the bat, I think the best movies are going to be the ones based off of video game culture. But
probably. Oh wait, yeah. Rusty already ruined it.
But other than that, so I haven't heard Chance voice in a minute. So what do you want to mention about video game movies, Chance? Do you like video game movies?
I do, and most of the time it's kind of against the grain that I do. For instance, I am it's no secret that I'm a huge fan of Doom, and I actually like the Doom movie, but not because it's accurate to the game or anything like that.
Rock.
I mean, come on.
He's just awesome.
And I love Carl Urban.
More important than The Rock, it's Carl Urban.
Carl Urban. That was the first movie I ever saw him in that I recognized him. I didn't even know if he was in anything before that, besides Lord of the Rings. And he was in, obviously, the 2 Star Trek movies.
I want to say Pathfinder. Maybe he was in it before that movie.
He was in one of the Bourne movies, too.
I don't know. I just know that... But I didn't know until after the fact that was who he was in Lord of the Rings. Like, Doom was actually the first time I recognized his face. And, I think he's a total badass in the movie. And I really like the movie. And I like the scene, where it's got, like, the first-person shooter-type view, the end of the movie. That's, like, one of the coolest scenes, like, in any video game movie to me. But I really haven't seen that many. I jotted down a few that I've seen. The first Silent Hill movie.
I was going to say before you move on,
okay,
if there was like an Ultimate Collector's Edition of that movie, I would get it because I think that movie is awesome as well.
Yeah, I would totally get like a collector's edition. Actually, I saw somebody recently just pick it up in Blu-ray, and it was like in a steel book, and I was like, oh man, I have to have that.
Dr. Carmack's condition is that he's dead. Just the one-liners. Anyways,
Yeah,
sorry.
That's a great movie. Doom, of course, I've seen, and the first Silent Hill movie. I don't know which game it's based off of because I haven't played any of them. But I thought it was really good. The first one.
Say Dustin can let us know it's based off first game, correct?
It's based off the first game, yes.
Okay.
All right.
Although it took something from every game in the series.
Well, yeah, because like Pyramid Head is not really in the first
Right.
game.
That's tied to the second game, even though he shows up in Homecoming for some reason. Whatever.
That's a whole other topic, I guess.
Yeah.
But I really like that movie. Who doesn't like the first Mortal Kombat movie? I mean,
that is really good.
I love that movie. That's fantastic.
Annihilation, not so much.
I never saw the second one, actually.
It's oh my god.
Apparently I'm
It's
not
still
missing-
worth watching. I'd still watch
No,
it.
it's not. No, it is not. It'll rape your memories of the first one.
The first
The
one was
ending
great.
is so
I love-
stupid, but
I've seen, of course, like Street Fighter with Jean-Claude. That movie was horrible.
Yeah, but okay, that is horrible in a great way. Like
Yeah.
Mystery Science Theater
Yeah, okay,
3000
yeah, I'll
way.
give you that. I can watch it
Yeah.
and even appreciate it for what they tried to do, I guess.
And like, even though the movie around him is terrible, Raul Julia is awesome in it.
Which one is he?
He plays
I was gonna say, is
he plays Bison.
Okay, yeah,
He's Bison.
He did. He was probably the best character of all of them. I wish that Blanca had been in it more, but that's just me.
I was say before you keep going down the list, let's
Sure.
get our thoughts like on some of the ones that we just
Okay.
mentioned.
Yeah, I was
Um,
reading them because I had them written down. I mean,
That's fine.
When I saw Doom in the theaters, I went with a friend of mine, and we sat there and riffed it
yeah,
because we were the only ones in the theater. And it got to the first person stage, and I was like, I don't know what to do anymore. Because it was so on the nose. Like, it bothered me that it was so on the nose. Like, okay, it's a Doom, and we have to have a first person.
Oh, that
you
was
know,
like
like-
my favorite part. That
it was
I
very
know, but it was-
dungeon crawly, like very
Yeah,
like turn really slowly around the corners and stuff. That was,
yeah.
and I love
I
it
mean,
when
if
Pinky jumps out.
if you're a huge fan of the games, I'm sure that was like, yes, you know.
Definitely a double fist pump moment for me.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Doom, Rusty, or did you
Yeah,
like
I
action?
actually vividly remember my mom and my sister and I, we sat down. We were like big into pay-per-view back in the day, and when I was living with them, I mean, it was all chick flicks. And when I saw Doom with The Rock, I was like, we're watching this. and they fought me, but I remember watching it, and oh my god, I loved it too. I'm a huge fan. Actually.
Were you a wrestling fan or something?
No, I just like I don't know what it is, but I just love.
Can you smell what the Rock is cooking?
No, I never got into like WWE or any of that kind of stuff, but I'm just I don't know. I love The Rock and most of the movies that he's in. So
I will agree with you there. I never cared
If
for
you
him
love
as
The
a
Rock-
wrestler, but I actually love most of his movies.
If you love The Rock, you need to watch Southland Tales. I talk about that movie all the time, but
what is it?
Southland Tales.
Yeah.
It's the second movie that Richard Kelly made after Donnie Darko.
I write this down.
His performance in that is like mind blowing.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Like I was like, holy shit, this guy's got chops.
I haven't seen Southland Tales yet still, but if I was to rank his movies, I'd put Doom as my second favorite, but something about The Rundown with Sean William Scott.
Oh,
I just thought
yeah.
was
Yeah, that one's
awesome.
great.
It's my favorite movie with The Rock in it.
Yeah. It's.
What about the Scorpion King?
Oh no.
What about,
Not
what
so
about
much.
what was that one? It was like when he was playing like a fairy godmother. What was that one?
Tooth Fairy.
Tooth Fairy.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
So what's that one where he's a football player?
The game
like,
plan.
That's it. Yeah. He did some kind of lame ones in there too, but
Or
there's
the football coach. Which
the
one?
Rundown and Walking Tall. That one was pretty good.
Oh, Gridiron Gang is what you're talking about.
yeah,
too.
that one's
Yeah,
great.
exactly.
Yeah,
I
like
love that
one.
movie.
But,
But yeah, Rundown. I just thought they were a perfect duo in that, and Christopher Walken. Come on, man, you can't,
Oh, yeah.
you can't top it. But anyways, back on the video game. You mentioned Mortal Kombat. I remember seeing that with a group of friends at like a sleepover back in the day. It was like a Mortal Kombat fest. That's,
A sleepover.
yeah,
Like
man.
I imagine like
Sleep.
Steven and all these other guys like sitting on their stomachs with like their heads in their hands, like watching the screen.
It was
And
Uh,
afterwards they had a
it
pillow.
was a
fight.
joy.
They're He-Man and Transformer footy pajamas.
Yeah.
And we played some Mortal Kombat 3 on the Super Nintendo. That was
with or without the blood.
Oh, with the blood, man.
I remember having a sleepover with some friends where we played Primal Rage all night. You guys remember Primal Rage?
No.
Not as vividly as like Mortal Kombat and stuff. The dinosaurs and animals, right?
The dinosaurs, yeah.
We always played Duke Nukem. Duke Nukem and NFL Blitz was played an awful lot too. Like right when the Dreamcast came out, because that was like the only Dreamcast game Haas had. So we played that one all the time.
Yeah, I wasn't sleeping over at people's houses anymore at that age.
You guys are skipping the best video game movie ever
I was like 12 years old, dude.
I know. I'm just.
I wasn't that old. Pansy.
I want to say I was like 18. I don't know.
When the Dreamcast came out? How old
99.
are you?
I was 17 in 99 when the Dreamcast
99,
came out.
I was 13.
I was 6.
I didn't get it till 2 years after it came out, so that's what I'm thinking of.
Oh no!
When it came out,
1999, I was in like the 7th grade. I was still hanging out at dudes' houses overnight.
But anyways, yeah, back to Mortal Kombat, great movie. Rusty, agreed with Mortal Kombat. Have you seen it?
I've not seen it.
Oh come on!
You have to see the first Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that movie's
I'm writing that
great.
one down too.
No, Chang. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna get a ton of movie quotes here while all this movie talk is going on. I really like the guy who played Shang Tsung. And I just remember him from a movie that was on Disney about surfing.
Oh yeah, that was who that was. God, I couldn't place it.
It's that movie.
Johnny Tsunami.
Oh,
that's it.
That's a great movie. I loved that movie.
Oh, it was great. Oh yeah, snowboarding and surfing. Sorry.
I think about it differently now that I know it's the same guy. It's gonna bug me now.
Johnny Tsunami. I remember that's how the guy said it.
What was it?
Anyway.
The skies and the urchins. Yeah, that was a great movie.
Yeah. But what else? Yeah, I guess and Silent Hill, which you weren't present during the Silent Hill 2 movie watch meeting that me, Dustin, and Danny had, so you didn't have to suffer through that.
I own it, but I still haven't seen it. I've still got it.
You own it?
Yeah,
you bought it? You physically
bought it blindly.
Oh.
Yeah, bought it blindly.
How much did you pay for it?
Full price, $20.
You are a fool. Oh my god.
Well, how am I supposed to know? I loved the first one.
You ask your friends. That's how you know.
Oh, well, you all just watched it like a month ago, and I bought it right when it came out.
Oh, yeah. Like everything
You're my
at
only
Silent
friends.
Hill. Like, oh my god, it's abysmal.
Yeah, I probably will still watch it, but yeah. I get what you're saying.
If I find it for $1 somewhere, I might pick it up just to have it on the shelf.
I'll send it to you if I don't like it.
Okay. Yeah.
Some things can make a horror movie good, like if it was even funny. But this one, it wasn't even funny for me to laugh at in parts. It was just number two was just kind of dumb.
The main problem with it is because they shot it in 3D.
Oh, okay.
When you have 3D, you have to have everything bright.
Yeah.
Because darkness in 3D is crap. So it completely ruins everything that's scary because you fully see the monsters.
Yeah, that's dumb.
And there's no darkness hiding them or anything. So it completely ruins it.
Rusty, any Silent Hill? Is that another one you didn't watch, or did you give it a go?
I actually remember watching Silent Hill. I watched the first half or so. I'm gonna be honest, I turned it off.
Oh.
I couldn't get through it. It wasn't because I was scared. I literally I thought it was garbage. But
Did you play the games at all?
I played the demo. I remember. I think it was Silent Hill 2. It was the first one that came out on the PlayStation 2. Was that Silent Hill 2?
Yes.
Okay, I played the demo of that. I remember my friend and we turned off the lights. We played this demo and we peed our pants. We were creeped out all heavy. You were in this carnival or something like that. Is that the second one?
No, that's the third one where you go to the Toluca Lake amusement park.
Okay, well then it was the demo for the third. But yeah, we were creeped out. That's
the second one. I think anyone who likes video games should play the second Silent Hill game.
I'll need to get on that.
It has one of the best stories. It's like, what the fuck?
But I want to give the movie another go. I mean, I'm looking at Rotten Tomatoes now, and it got a 29%, so it's got to be pretty good.
In terms of video game adaptations, where it's faithful to the original, but yet is also a good movie, I think the Silent Hill movie is one of the best adaptations out there.
All right, I'll give it another try then.
Yeah, first one was really awesome. I really like that one.
I just started playing through the first game a few weeks ago, and I'm like halfway through. And I'm playing through as a guy, Dustin. Why is there a girl that you're playing in the movie?
Because they changed it because they wanted to make it a story about mother and daughters.
Okay.
Because they want to contrast Dahlia Gillespie with another mother.
Okay.
They couldn't really do that with Harry Mason. But,
all right.
Let me ask you this:
that
opening scene where you're running through like the alleyways and the camera angles go all crazy. Did that freak you out?
What?
The opening of the game?
Not really.
Like,
I don't know. I guess because things are. I mean, maybe back in the day when I first seen like graphics and stuff like that, but for as kind of old as they are, they don't really.
Have you got to the school yet?
Yes, I have.
The little kids following you around.
Oh yeah.
Does that freak you out?
It's
so good game. Come on, man.
No game really freaks me out though, so it's like I don't play survival horror to get freaked out.
You're playing with the lights up, aren't you? You're playing with the lights
up.
I
did. I'm doing it with the exact headphones on at nighttime, and I switched from the Vita to the PS3 just so I could have a bigger screen to play it on. But I want to say I do like how they do. I think you were telling me it's kind of intentional the way they were, what graphics could handle back then.
Right. Yeah, that's the way they hit it.
But I mean, it was awesome. Just being able to only see 3 feet in front of you, that really does make things all that more tense. Annoyance in it is when I clear a hallway and the enemies I think are dead, and I come back and there's maybe even more in the hallway the next time I come back. That's not.
There's a nasty respawn in the first game.
So I'm like, well, am I supposed to? I haven't hardly used any ammo because I'm freaked out that I'm not going to have enough ammo. So that's kind of thing that worries me. And when I really just want to start shooting things, I'm still beating them with a pipe. But I mean, that's cool though. I don't mind melee and those type of games. The controls, since I'm a Resident Evil fan of the old school stuff, don't bother me. It's second nature playing stuff like that. So controls are fine to me. But it's pretty fun so far. The only thing that's been tough playing it's because the PS3 is in the living room right now, and that's normally the Netflix box. So I don't get much chance to get on there to play a game on it. When you see me on that thing, it's normally on Netflix or Amazon. So, but I am a fan of the movie. I thought the first movie was pretty cool.
Real quick, to be fair, Doom got a 19% on Rotten Tomatoes. So if Silent Hill got a 29, man, it's got to be twice as good. I'm going to love it.
You're going to love it.
Since you're on there, I'm curious what Mortal Kombat has.
The original?
Mind typing up? Yeah, the original.
All right, hold on.
And while he's doing that, why don't we get into, hands down, the best movie games there are, and that are the Resident Evil ones.
Oh, no way.
It takes the cake, gentlemen. 33%.
Yes, Mortal Kombat. But I'm just, since I'm a fan of the game series, it's weird for me. When I go into a video game movie, I expect to see a character or something here and there from the game, but I don't expect the game to be told in the movie. Like, I didn't expect to see Resident Evil 1 in a movie in a mansion. That's not what I go there for. I just wanted to see some characters and stuff from it. And the first Resident Evil, I think, nailed it better than all of them, and it was really good.
Because it was kind of original.
Yeah. Second and third ones are the weakest ones for me. But the fourth and fifth ones, like, I really like those, too. So, I mean, the weakest ones being the second and third, but the fourth and fifth ones were really good, I thought, with the action and everything. And
I can't believe they've made this many.
Yeah, I know.
There's even a sixth one coming, man.
Good grief.
They make money.
They have to be made really cheap. Like,
yeah.
I think their budgets are normally in the 40 to 70 million range, and they normally break it every time. So why not make another one? But I really like.
I did think the first one was pretty good, but then the second and third one hit, and I was like, I'm done with this. So I've never even seen past second and third.
I've never seen any of them.
Afterlife and Retribution are pretty good. And even the animated ones they got, the 2G generation, and then there's another one. I got both of them. I can't think of them. Those are really, really good if you're a fan of the games. Yeah. So, which ones have you seen, Rusty? Have you seen any of them?
Yeah, I've seen the first three. I'm a big fan of the first three. I haven't seen 4 and 5, and I still need to see Degeneration. And if there's another animated one or CG one, I need to see that as well.
That's what I'm trying to think what that other one is, because they're both really good. And since my Blu-rays are right beside me for my Blu-ray video collection, I'll go ahead and look. Ooh. Damnation. That's the other one. Resident Evil Damnation.
Oh, okay.
Both good.
I can't believe we haven't made it this far into the conversation without mentioning Super Mario Brothers.
Oh god,
that's on my list too. I was getting ready to say
hands down the best video game movie ever made.
I loved that movie when I was a kid. I don't care what anybody says.
I loved it too. I have the DVD. I still enjoy it.
I could care less about whether it was like close to the game or not, because when it came out, I didn't know like what was going on in the game anyway. So
yeah, how can you adapt that into a movie?
No kidding. Be like a total acid trip.
And like what they did was they took Super Mario Brothers and made it Mad Max, and it was awesome.
And I like the '90s, like the way they make everything look back, and like the Ninja Turtles movies, just how like inside of hideouts and hangouts and stuff look. I just thought they always looked cool.
Yeah.
So
but like I think
awesome.
Chance, weren't we talking about Super Mario Brothers and the boots?
Yes.
How that was. I mean, I'm sorry. The boots in Super Mario Brothers is a brilliant idea because it's like, how do they jump?
Yeah, how do they jump so freaking high?
It's such a brilliant explanation. Well, they have these magic boots.
Wouldn't that make the game that much more interesting though? If you had a limited time, limited number of times you could jump, because you had to have jump ammunition.
Crazy.
Yeah. Well, I thought the whole thing was just kind of cool. Like Big Bertha, the fish, is just a brilliant sort of like. I don't know what to describe it to, but like
all the way down to the bombs. I love that too.
Right. They just took
was
the
scared
game
of them
and extrapolated it into this post-apocalyptic world, and it, like, for me, it works. I mean, it is kind of a weak film on several levels, but like just the design of it is pretty fucking cool.
And like the harmonica dude, he was the best.
Yeah.
But yes,
like
great stuff. Now,
yeah,
what
it definitely doesn't win any awards or anything, but for a fan of, especially at the time, for a fan of Nintendo in general and Mario Brothers, to get to see something like that was just totally awesome.
Yeah.
Wasn't it the first video game movie too?
Probably.
Was there something before that?
That is
there
first,
was like some
unless
other
something came out in the 80s, I believe.
Yeah,
that
there was like that Cloak and Dagger. There was about an Atari 5200 game. That one was kind of interesting. I mean, I liked it, but you know, that's because I was a fan of the Atari. But
yeah,
that's just me. I know Steven's a huge Atari fan.
Oh, favorite system.
Yeah.
Well, I have the Wikipedia open now as a guide, like from the 1990s to 2000s, at least live action kind of movies. And we mentioned the first couple. We didn't mention Double Dragon yet.
Well, I was just getting ready to say, did Double Dragon come out first?
That came out after Super Mario on this list, according a year later, almost.
And that's just as terrible. It's like
Rotten Tomatoes score on Double Dragon 0%.
Oh gosh!
Wow.
Ouch.
That's bad.
According to this Wikipedia, I'll give you the ratings too. Super Mario 13. So there's a little theme here. They're not really rated very good.
Let me read one of the critics' little quotes for Super Mario Brothers. This probably sums it up perfectly. It will baffle kids, bore adolescents, and depress adults.
Oh, that's
spot on. That should be on the DVD.
Yeah, it really should.
Well,
the Blu-ray collector's edition, that'll be emblazoned on the front.
Yeah.
I really need to pick that movie up.
You can find it like for $5
I know.
at like Target.
Yeah.
If I ever find it, I will buy it. Like, it's one of those things.
That's where I found it. It's like $5. Yoink.
I was gonna mention that in like my Blu-ray collection video. That's like my favorite thing. The $5 Target Blu-ray section, one of my favorite sections to find Blu-rays.
I haven't really started buying Blu-rays yet. I mean, I've bought a few, but since I've only had a Blu-ray player since like February, it's like I've bought a few combo packs, you know, where it has both DVD and Blu-ray. But there's only been a couple of actual like straight up Blu-ray purchases.
I was gonna say,
Trek in the Darkness.
I'm gonna buy that one. Yes.
Say nothing ticks me off more than a Chance Pickups video when I see him piling up more VHS movies and he still doesn't get any Blu-ray movies. Like, what is this guy doing?
Okay, well, as soon as Blu-rays are 25 cents to $1, then we'll talk.
You're like that guy. I had a friend. Every time we'd always meet up on Fridays, a group of us guys would watch a movie on DVD, and he'd always bring a VHS copy over just to tick us off because he still loved VHS. And how?
Hey, if he was really a bad friend, he'd bring over a Betamax.
Or a laser disc or something.
Yeah.
But down the list, we mentioned Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat movies. Wing Commander. I did not know there was a Wing Commander movie.
I did not know there was a Wing Commander movie.
Nope.
Oh no, I did. Didn't it have Freddie Prinze Jr. in it?
I have no idea.
I think it had Freddie Prinze Jr. in it. I think I remember that now.
It-
Or no, Matthew Lillard.
Ooh, it
was
did.
Matthew
It had both of them in it.
Yes, I'm awesome.
Back in their heydays, the late 90s.
Their only days would be
Yeah.
better.
Although Matthew Lillard was in something not too long ago.
He always
Oh, he
plays
was in the
Well, yeah.
he was in the Descendants, and he was really good in that. Like I was like, dude's got some acting chops.
He played in that recent movie, Trouble with the Curve.
Scooby-Doo.
No, Trouble with the Curve with
Scooby Doo.
what's his face? Clint Eastwood. He plays like a real prick in that movie. Well, he's very good at that.
No, I think I heard Rusty say Without a Paddle. I think that's my...
Yeah, that's a great movie.
either that movie... I know a lot of people are a fan of his movie, the SLC Punk, I think,
Yeah.
the skateboarding one. But
It's not skateboarding.
he's
For me, it'll
looks
always
like
be
a skateboarder
Scream.
on the front, so I don't know.
The original Scream.
It has nothing to do with skateboarding.
My mom's gonna be so mad at me. Perfect.
I love that movie.
The next one
What
though
about
here is actually one I am kind of a fan of. Or go ahead, Dustin.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was say the Lara Croft Tomb Raider movies. What do you guys think of those?
I've never seen this. I've never seen this.
I think
they're
I've
not
seen the
bad.
second one. I don't know. It wasn't memorable enough to remember which one it is. So.
To be honest, I've never been interested in Tomb Raider until the new one.
These movies are actually good. I mean, if you like the National Treasure, it's not on that level, but I think they're kind of like that. They're pretty good. Rusty, you seen them?
Yeah, I think that's a fair comparison. And it's when Angelina Jolie was actually not like stick thin and kind of like gross looking.
Yeah.
She was better looking.
Yeah. So yeah, I actually enjoyed them quite a bit.
Yeah,
Isn't it kind of like The Mummy? Like kind of like those
Yeah.
movies?
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you
stuff
throw
like
that
that.
and National Treasure in a blender,
I really liked those movies, and I seem to remember thinking it was okay. I just I don't know. I need to go
I
back
really
and
like
watch them.
the first Mummy was excellent.
Oh my gosh,
And
yeah.
The second one was just kind of like okay.
Oh,
And then
let's
the
not
third one's kinda
let's
like-
not even speak about the third one.
Oh, I fell
Yeah.
Which one's the
asleep
third one?
at the
Scorpion
third
King
one.
or the Asian one?
The Emperor
There's the
Tomb something.
The Asian one.
Yeah, I haven't seen
the
that one.
Emperor's Tomb.
I actually really like the second one. I like both the first and the second one. First one is clearly tons better, but I don't know. I still like the second one a lot. But
I remember being really excited for the second one because I saw the trailer, and that's like, was it Amenhotep? He like lifts the kid up in the air with like his powers.
yeah,
I was like, oh man, he's a badass. I gotta watch it. Then I saw it and I was like,
and you gotta love the CGI Rock.
Oh
as,
my gosh.
as
it's
Scorpion
terrible.
King.
I was just
Big
thinking about
Scorpion.
that.
Oh.
Anyway, we weren't
Yeah.
even talking about that.
Tomb Raider, everybody.
I love how every movie leads to like this discussion on other things.
Yeah.
Better
And Tomb Raider.
things.
I don't know when
Yeah, we
this
don't want to
Wik-
talk about the game movies.
I don't know when this Wikipedia was updated, but yeah, this one's sitting at 19%. The first one and the second one at 24. So again, not too high. But the next one, I'm interested to hear what Dustin thinks because this is actually, spoiler alert, the highest Rotten Tomatoes rated video game movie between 1990 and 2000.
I can't wait.
Spirits Within, Final Fantasy.
Oh my god. I could talk for hours on this movie.
It is
It is an excellent movie.
Really?
Now see, I thought
Oh my
you were messing with me when you said that. Because I
No.
thought it was so
I-
bad.
You have no idea how much I love Spirits Within.
Wow, see, I've
Like,
avoided it.
I get to the end of that movie and I cry because that ending is so beautiful.
I'm gonna watch
You
it
understand that ending? It is awesome. That is an awesome movie.
I haven't
And it's
seen
so
it.
brilliant because they didn't like do Final Fantasy IV the movie. It's like they took like what the Final Fantasy series is. Each thing is its own story, and they went with it. And I think Final Fantasy Spirits Within is a brilliant,
Wow.
not only a brilliant video game movie, but a brilliant movie. And it's so sad that it almost bankrupted Square.
Wait,
I'm a
is it
little
in-
surprised they never made a game about it. Like
Well,
game based
see, that-
on the
that-
movie,
that-
or like even
that
like a
was the
sequel
thing.
or something.
Because it came out and the soundtrack, they released the soundtrack and it had a big X on the back of it. Like, it's hard to describe. Like, the back of the soundtrack had a picture of like the town that was destroyed, and like superimposed over it was like a translucent X.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people thought that Final Fantasy X was going to be based on the Spirits Within. But what it was that there was a hidden trailer for the real Final Fantasy X on the soundtrack CD.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like an enhanced CD or something.
Right. Yeah, and you had to like do all this stuff to like unlock it. Yeah. But no, I think Spirits Within is a brilliant movie.
I'm sitting here holding it, and I'm gonna like watch it after we get done tonight. I think.
Yeah.
I don't remember a thing
people...
from it. I remember floating little white specks in the sky a lot, I think, and that's it. So I need to rewatch. And you said you've been avoiding it, Rusty, because you heard bad things too, probably, right?
Well, no, like I never heard anything about it. I just saw the front cover and I was like, oh, it's probably garbage.
No, and like the soundtrack, I have the soundtrack to it as well. The soundtrack is amazing.
Now, is it CGI? I'm looking at it. It almost looks...
It is CGI. It was because Square pumped so much money into it. It was like Sakaguchi's like dream project, and they just pumped all their money into it.
I was going to say, what do you guys think the budget was on that?
I don't know, but it looks better than Final Fantasy X.
Yeah, for the time, it was huge.
$137 million was the budget.
Oh my gosh! The box office was $31.5 million.
Oh my god!
They really took a loss on that one.
Yeah, that's why NX bought them out. That was the birth of Square Enix. Right?
Really?
Yeah,
I did not know that. God.
Yeah, that's the reason. That's also the reason why Sakaguchi was ushered out.
They had to have. I know Final Fantasy VII and stuff. I mean, I don't know if I would have trusted a budget like that and try to let it. Probably released over. It probably did okay overseas.
Yeah, you have to think about the time. Like Final Fantasy was huge.
Yeah, coming off of 7, 8, and 9. I mean, they were.
Yeah, it was like you couldn't like anything with Final Fantasy was like printing money.
Yeah, that actually surprises me a little bit. That it did so horribly.
Yeah.
Based on when it came out, I actually thought it was after Final Fantasy X and that's just surely because I played Final Fantasy X before I even knew about this movie, and I rented it once, and we started it, and my girlfriend at the time, who's actually now my wife, hated it, so we turned it off, and I just took it back, and then I never watched it until I picked it up not too long ago for like $4, and I need to watch it.
Yeah, at the time, I was dating this chick who, like, Final Fantasy VIII was her game. That was her first Final Fantasy, and she loved it. And I loved Final Fantasy from back in the day, so we went out and watched it. She, like, just thought the movie was okay. I walked out of that theater going, holy crap, that was awesome. And to this day, I hold it in very high regard.
Well, that's fine. I have it sitting over here, so I'll definitely rewatch it and see.
Yeah.
Oh, so you've seen it before and didn't really care for it?
I don't remember anything from it. It's been that long. It's been over 10 years, so I can't remember anything from it.
It came out in like 01 or something?
Yeah.
What it says? Yeah, 2001.
Something like that, yeah.
It's older than I thought.
Well, good. We actually have a decent movie to go watch now.
Something to look forward to.
And a 43%.
You're all going to go watch and be like, I hate this garbage.
What the hell is he talking about?
What the hell is he talking about?
All right, moving on. House of the Dead. Did anyone see that one?
Nope.
Anything with Yul Bull?
I was gonna say, isn't he the famous like video game movie killer guy?
Yeah. And everything he did. What?
Alone in the Dark.
Alone in the Dark. He did Postal, Blood Rain.
Which you're mentioning some on here. So yeah, all of those are bad people. If anyone's seen them, did anyone watch any of them? Alone in the Dark, Blood Rain,
Nope.
Postal. I watched Blood Rain, but turned it off after she did a scene kind of naked, and I was like, this is probably the best that movie will get, so I turned it off after it was on that scene. So, anyways,
is the Blood Rain game any good? Like, I've seen it a lot.
The game's good, yeah. The game's supposed to be, pretty competent, but
okay. Because I always see it and I think, but I actually thought it was the other way around. I thought it was the movie and then the game. So, no, I thought it was a movie-based game.
What about Mr. Bull's one of his most recent ones, In the Name of the King, a dungeon siege tale with Jason Statham?
Jason Statham.
Nope.
Crickets. No one's seen it.
Nope.
No. But I actually did kind of want to watch, because here's the thing.
4%.
I grew up watching. I grew up watching Mystery Science Theater 3000. So, like, I have an appreciation for terrible movies. Because I can enjoy watching a terrible movie because I can just sit here and make fun of it. So I kind of want to watch In the Name of the King.
I was going to say, even like movies that were rated bad, like Street Fighter, are kind of good in the sense, because you can
in a sense, because you
And
that's the thing too. Like we talked about Street Fighter the movie, but has anyone ever seen like the Street Fighter animated movies?
Oh, I
No,
heard
I
they're
keep meaning
fantastic.
to watch Street Fighter Alpha though. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, I heard they're like I heard Street Fighter 2 the movie is like almost like risque.
I believe
And
it.
like I really want to watch it, but it's like I just keep forgetting to do it.
And we're just going through live action stuff right now. But there's a ton of animated stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got an
yeah.
animated one on my list.
Oh yeah, I got 2 animated ones.
I never knew there was a Far Cry movie, but apparently Ubisoft made a Far Cry movie.
I heard it was terrible though.
It doesn't even
is
have
there
a
an
rating.
Ass Creed movie?
Yeah, it's that bad they won't even let people rate it.
The Max Payne one, was that the Mark Wahlberg movie?
Yeah, I heard that was terrible. I actually have that, but I've never watched it.
It's still under the 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. Did anyone else? I remember watching it, but again, I don't remember anything from it because nothing sticks out to me with it.
I
Street
watched
Fighter,
Hitman.
Legend of Chun-Li. Oh yeah, Hitman with Oliphant. Is that the guy who did it? Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. Timothy Oliphant.
See, that's the thing about this. Like, I was thinking about doing a video on this. That's why I brought the topic to you guys. But then I realized I don't have very many video game movies because they're mostly bad.
Yeah.
Now, after 2010, as far as live action, Resident Evil and Silent Hill kind of dominated the releases. But other than that, we've had Prince of Persia, which I actually enjoyed as like an adventure type movie.
Yeah, I
it was
actually
kind of
like
tough
that.
seeing Gyllenhaal as like a Persian, but
Yeah.
Sands of Time,
I
is that the
liked
only one, or is there more than one?
just one.
Okay, yeah.
Does it
I
follow
like
the
it.
story of Sands of Time?
It's the only one I
the
haven't
game?
played yet, so I don't know.
Oh.
I think in a very general sense it does, as far as like his abilities with the dagger. But I didn't get very far in the actual game, so I can't really speak much about it.
See, that's the thing I liked about the first game is it almost had like an innocence to it, whereas like the Warrior Within and whatever the other one was, it was like
Thrones.
we gotta make him gritty and violent because that's what God of War does,
Yeah.
But the first game had like a storybook quality to it.
The things in that movie, the girl and that actress who's in Clash of Titans, I think she's like gorgeous. Like whoever she plays
It's like Gemma Ultron or
yeah,
something like that.
my wife really likes her in movies and stuff too, so I think she's a good actress. But Ben Kingsley, that's his name. I know he's like in a lot of bad guys and a lot of movies and stuff. He's just a guy that I know some people are a big fan of him. He just doesn't never do anything for me. Like even as a bad guy, he never seems too threatening or nothing. So
yeah. If you look into his career is really weird. Like, he was Gandhi, he was Ishtak Stern in Schindler's List, and then he's, like, in all these shit movies. It's like, he has a very weird career where in a lot of movies, he's very highly regarded, and then, like, the next week, he's like, I'm going to do this crap movie for some money.
But Prince of Persia was hands down the biggest budget movie for a video game, $200 million. Is what it cost to make that, but it
It's a pretty good movie.
Good.
Yeah,
it made good money though, so it did okay.
How about this? Are you guys pissed that there still hasn't been a Halo movie, or do you not care?
There is a Halo movie.
I'm pissed that there hasn't been an official
Forward on the Dawn.
Halo movie.
I'm only mad that it hasn't been done by Peter Jackson yet. If it's not going to be done by him, then I don't think it's worthy.
Hey,
Forward
give
on the
it
Dawn.
to Guillermo del Toro. Give it to him.
I was gonna
Anything
say,
with machines and robots.
Yeah, I was going to say Guillermo del Toro would knock it out of the park.
Just don't give it to Michael Bay. Oh, Lord help us if he takes over. Megan Fox is going to be Cortana. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I wouldn't complain. Megan Fox is hot.
No, she's not. She's like what you've been told hot is.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's a definition of trash. That, in my opinion.
No, Miley Cyrus is trash. Okay.
Well, that's we're not debating.
Yeah.
You guys are.
That was
nuts. I will say
watching
that whoever played the girl in the last Transformers movie, she was better looking.
No.
I don't know her. I don't know her name.
No, she's
The
not.
blonde. She's better looking than Megan Fox. You're crazy. You're crazy. You're high.
Her lips are no.
You're high.
Yeah. Okay, look, this is the thing, and I'm going to just put this out here right now. I'm tired of like these
She's too
skinny,
thin.
these skinny friggin' Victoria's Secret like
Model.
whatever.
Should have had
the fuck
Rebel
they
Wilson play in it, and then it would have been better.
I'm
Yeah,
just not a fan
would've-
of the.
I love
skanky
Rebel Wilson. Don't get me wrong.
look. I like a classy look, not a Skank.
I like a girl who's looked like she's ate a sandwich in her life. All right.
Yep.
So there we go. But man, now you got me on Megan Fox and all this junk here. Where am I at on my list? I guess that's like all the stuff that's been released. Of course, I'm looking at a list here where they got stuff in the works with
Yeah.
I'm really excited. Like you said, the Halo. I wish they would make that.
I was going to say, why don't we talk about continuation movies like Forward Unto Dawn, which I haven't seen yet.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, 2 movies I want to talk about. One is Advent Children.
Yes.
And the other is Tales of Vesperia First Strike.
Oh,
I haven't
have to see that.
That was
Dead
in
Space
GameStop, and I still didn't buy it. And Dead Space movies are awesome too.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dustin, go with whatever one you want to lead off with first, man.
Well, okay, I just recently watched Tales of Vesperia First Strike. And if you're a fan of Tales of Vesperia, you have to watch this movie. It is.
Does it take place after?
It takes place before.
So,
It tells a
okay,
story.
good. We can play it.
It tells the story of Yuri while he's in the Knights with Flint.
Oh, cool.
And you get to see a couple cameos from, like, Rita. The best thing about it is you get to see, like, I sent a picture on the Facebook chat of Baby Repaid.
I saw that, yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, he's so fucking cute.
I say repeat, but you say repeat.
Repeat. I'm sorry. Repeat. Yeah. But it's actually like it's a really interesting story, and it's like for the game Tales of Vesperia, it's surprisingly violent and bloody. Like I was really surprised by how like violent the story was.
Really?
So if you're a fan of like violent animes, but you also want to see a continuation, I shouldn't say a continuation, a prequel to the story of Tales of Vesperia, it's definitely a good movie to watch. But
how was the
Advent
artwork in anime in that? Was it pretty good?
It was pretty good, yeah, because I got the Blu-ray of it. So, you know, there's certain spots where the animation could be a little bit better or something like that. But for the most part, it was pretty, to quote aerodynamish, is pretty top-notch.
Because one I really want to see is the Dragon Age movie, and I hadn't picked that one out, too, because it's kind of animated. Didn't know what it would look like.
But Rusty was really excited when I said Advent Children.
Yes.
So Rusty talked about Advent Children.
And if you see my videos, you see the nice little Advent Children box I have in the picture. Not on purpose. It's just there.
Well,
Limited
I have a
edition
confession to make.
Oh, no.
I have not played Final Fantasy VII.
Join the club, man. A lot of us haven't on here.
I haven't beat it. I've played it multiple times, but I've never beat
Okay, well, I guess I should say I have played it, but like I'm talking like less than an hour.
Yep.
Yeah, that's me too.
Yeah, but that movie, oh my god. The church battle scene, like the fight.
With Tifa?
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
Like it is, I don't like to use the word epic, but there seriously is no other word to describe that movie. Like it seriously is just a masterpiece. And I love it. I think it's absolutely amazing.
I find myself not wanting to watch it because I haven't played the game though.
Don't worry about it.
hear
Just
you.
watch it.
Yeah.
It's like $10 at my local Dollar General, and I just want to buy it on Blu-ray, but it's like I just don't want to watch it yet.
Let me ask you this. Have you been spoiled on the story of Final
Well,
Fantasy VII?
kind of. I mean,
How could
sort
you
of.
not?
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like, I know some things, but it's like I don't know what they're talking about when they say that. So I think that it'll still come as a somewhat surprise to me when I actually play it and figure it out.
If I say the word Aerith
no,
and your heart doesn't immediately break, then don't watch it.
no, I don't know what that is.
Okay, then don't watch it.
Okay, I won't.
See, I almost feel like that's like the Darth Vader being Luke's father of spoilers for like video games.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Like, I don't know. Like I almost feel like everyone already knows it, but I'm surprised that you don't know, Chance. But
Yeah,
It's like that.
It's something I've purposely kind of tried to avoid.
that's good
Like-
though. That's good.
I tend to do that with some games that I know I will play eventually or want to play. So I own Final Fantasy VII, and I only recently found out that my PlayStation 3 would play PlayStation 1 games. Yeah, I know. But so I probably will play it sooner than later. And also, I see that it's actually out on Steam now. So I thought about just trading in my PlayStation.
No.
copy
That is
Steam.
how I'm doing it. I don't care what you say, Dustin. That is how I'm beating that game.
What's the difference?
Are you? There's a thing where you can just click to raise your level or
That's
something.
my
and
kind
it's
of game right there.
Exactly.
Oh my god, you!
When I get a Vita, I'll be sure to download it and play it on there.
Yeah, that's the other
I'm
reason.
no, I'm
It's
no
like-
longer a
it's
part
like-
of this podcast.
I think it's only like $10 on PSN, so I thought about doing it that way too.
It's actually like, yeah, I think it's because I downloaded 9 on my Vita, and that's how I wanted to play that on the go. Cause
oh my gosh, 9 is so good.
I haven't played most of the Final Fantasy games. Let me just say that.
I haven't either.
I've played 1, 2, and 10.
I was thinking about doing a video response to Happy Console Gamer and just being like Final Fantasy 1 through 13, basically.
Wow, that'd be a long video.
My bucket list.
But a bucket list video after I'm thinking he did his Dragon Quest series review.
Oh my gosh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, I should
review all the other ones.
No, I was gonna do a video about my backlog bucket list of games, but
oh yeah,
we're way off topic.
I haven't watched that video yet. But yeah,
that happens on this podcast, Rusty. You get off topic, but
we're off topic more than we're on topic.
Yeah,
Dustin, we have to go back because what is the problem? If I just want to experience the story, man, what would the gameplay have anything to do with me enjoying the story?
Okay, I don't know. Like, okay, I'm of two minds of it because, like, on the one hand, yes, I want you to experience the story, but on the other hand, it kind of, you don't get that sense of like relief and like accomplishment.
At that point, you might as well just watch a Let's Play.
Right, you might as well just watch the Let's Play.
But with what's this stuff I hear about? Do you have to have that Knights of the Round armor to beat the game? And is it?
You don't. You don't have to have the Knights of the Round material.
Especially
it makes it a lot
the clicky version. You just click it a bunch of times and you don't need it.
Knights of the Round makes it a lot easier, but you don't need it.
Okay.
You don't need.
Isn't there like a quad cast thing you can get to?
Yeah, there's ways around it.
Because I have looked up fights with like the final bosses and stuff to see what levels people are at when they fight the final bosses, and they're always level 99. I'm like, what level do I really actually need to be at? Except 99.
98.
Like, I don't want to spend all this time grinding for games like that. No. But anyways, back to the movie.
Yeah. Back to Advent Children, Jesus.
Yeah. My favorite part in that, it might be the church scene you're talking about, Rusty, but just when they're fighting the big, huge like beasts, and they just keep throwing Cloud up toward the air.
And then the last person is somebody, and like I just start like welling up with tears.
That's so great, Chance.
I guess it's someone that shouldn't be there.
Shut up,
okay.
Chance.
You know, see, but here's another thing too. I also own Crisis Core, and even knowing that it's a prequel, I still can't bring myself to play it first.
What?
Like, I have no idea why. Because it was made afterwards.
Yeah, but it doesn't really spoil anything.
The ending does, doesn't it?
Because it's like a, it's like an action hack and slash game too. So I would probably like it more anyway.
Yeah, I guess it can. I guess it can kind of spoil.
I want to say they show what happens to him in 7, from what I've heard at the end. Kind of. I don't know. I love that game.
Zach?
You know, I really want them to make a remake of 7 because something about like the blocky graphics that I just can't focus on it that much. It's
Listen, you're starting to sound like Holy Cow now. Don't you talk like this, Chance.
No, it's just like I play for like an hour at a time, and I'm like, okay, I'm tired of this. It's boring now.
Before I get anything, Holy Kill 1, he's awesome. I'm shouting him out. Not meaning to put him down, but he's a great guy. We're going to have him as a guest on the podcast soon, so if you haven't checked him out, check him out. Anyways, continue.
But anyway, like, I still want to play it, but 7, that is. But yeah, I just kind of torn whether I want to actually watch Advent Children first or, you know.
Yeah, well, if you don't own Advent Children...
Oh, do we lose something?
Then I would say play the game first. Buy it, but leave it sealed. Play the game first, then watch Advent Children.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need to buy it anyway because it's only $10 on Blu-ray, and it's like it's been there.
Yeah.
There's one copy, and it's been there for like 6 months. I just need to buy it. But
it does look gorgeous in Blu-ray.
I'm sure it does.
Awesome. Is there anything we kind of left off that for the end? I know you guys said you had animated ones too, Rusty. Did you have some movies we hadn't mentioned yet?
Nope, that's everything that was on my list.
All right.
We haven't talked about one movie.
We haven't talked about a couple others that aren't really based off of a theme of a game. I mean, off of a game, but they are around video games.
Gaming culture.
Yeah.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh my gosh.
Second favorite one off of game culture.
The best the most romantic movie for a male ever made.
Yeah.
That movie's so great. I watched it like I think I mentioned on our little hangout the other day. I was watching a couple days ago. So great. Love that movie.
And as much as the movie is awesome, the books are infinitely better.
See, I need to get the manga.
Yeah, you need to, because it's just like what happens in the movie is like condensed. Like Scott and Ramona like date for like months.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just like it's like a Reader's Digest of the book.
If anyone doesn't know what Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is, it's basically this guy, Scott Pilgrim. He falls for this girl with hair that looks like this. You can't see my picture I drew of her. It's a picture of hair, a picture of a doodle drawing with doodle hair, and he just falls heads over heels for him, and he has to defeat the 7 evil exes to get with Ramona Flowers. So it's like the best. He pays. Oh, what's the director's name? It's on the tip of my tongue. Dustin, help me here, man.
Edgar Wright.
Yeah, Edgar Wright. He did such a great job just paying homage to a lot of the old games and stuff in it, where he gets the one up, he's getting to life. He just does such a great job in the movie with stuff like that. Oh, we're not done yet.
Oh, okay.
So yes, do all yourselves a favor. Go buy the movie on Blu-ray and then download the game on PSN and enjoy yourselves.
Never saw it.
There you go.
What?
I never saw it.
What?
Never saw Scott Pilgrim?
Never saw it.
Oh no.
Chances off the podcast.
Yeah, I think I've just been fired.
Okay. Well, the thing with the game, I heard it was actually kind of hard to play single player.
Yeah.
And it didn't have...
It's difficult.
It didn't have live co-op. You had to be local.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, my wife is awful at those games. So it's been something I've been kind of afraid to kind of tackle because it's so hard from what...
Well, you can play it single player. You just have to do a lot of grinding.
Yeah.
You have to kind of treat it like an RPG.
Okay. Because you do get it free with PlayStation Plus, and that's when I had gotten it. And even the music to the game, it's so great. It had a good soundtrack to the game, just like the movie did. So, awesome stuff. My personal favorite video game themed movies are the Tron movies, without a doubt. They're my favorite.
Oh yeah, I guess we could count those, couldn't we?
Never saw them either.
I haven't.
Don't even try it. Yes, you have, Chance.
No, I have not actually.
Oh my God, Chance, you were off the podcast.
One of my very good friends. One of my very good friends here in town actually tries to get me to watch them. He actually loaned them to me, both of them, to watch, and it's one of those things where I just put it off and I put it off and put it off, and then finally I was like, you know what? I've had this guy's movies for like 2 months. I'm just gonna give them back. So
Tron Legacy is like the best father and son movie ever made.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's fantastic. I'm just lazy.
Oh, they're so good. I thought that's why you're overcharging me for Tron 2.0 on Xbox, because you like the movie so much. I'm like, what in the... Oh, but you hadn't seen them either, Rusty?
No, I've not. I've got like a list of movies here just from this podcast now that I need to watch, thanks to you guys.
Oh, yeah. If the first one, I have the Blu-ray of both of them. I thought it looked really cool on Blu-ray. I think it holds up just because I'm a fanboy of it. But Tron Legacy, that's a movie I watch. I'm addicted to Tron Legacy at least 4 or 5 times a year, and I'm not lying. Since it came out, I watched the movie. Because the Daft Punk soundtrack, Chance, if you like Daft Punk...
the soundtrack's awesome. I love the soundtrack. I've listened to it hundreds of times. I've just never seen the movie.
And Jeff Bridges, they're just... Digital Jeff Bridges could have used a little bit more, making look real, but it didn't bother me. On the Blu-ray, it really showed up in my house. Like, yeah, that's CGI all the way. In the theater, it wasn't as bad, but love that movie. And true story, at the end of that movie, while I was in the theater, I had to go take a major dumpage, like right during the end, where they're about to jump where they're supposed to go. So I missed the ending while I was in the theater. But still a great movie.
Steven, you poop your pants when that shit is in.
Dustin,
okay?
I was holding it since when they were in the ships flying. Since before that, it was bad. So I cannot. It was bad. So
you go in the popcorn bowl.
Is there any other video game? And the Chance said Wreck-It Ralph. That's a great movie. I thought.
I still haven't seen that one either. I just really want to. I heard it's really good. So
I watched it twice in one day. That's how good I think it was.
Did anyone watch the Mega Man fan film that was made
a
while ago? The guy also made the Sonic. I never watched the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
No, I hadn't.
The Mega Man movie wasn't too bad.
I haven't seen it.
I mean, it was
Nope.
I was gonna say, since he's a Disney fan, did you see Wreck-It Ralph?
No, I mean I started it, but I was at a friend's house and I had to leave, and yeah, I just have not watched it. So I need to. I want to.
Actually, that wasn't Disney. I'm sorry.
No, it was.
It was?
Yeah, I'm almost positive.
I didn't think
it was DreamWorks.
I thought it was DreamWorks who did it, not Disney.
I don't know though. I don't think it was Pixar. I think it was DreamWorks.
I think
because anytime I think of Disney, I think Pixar, and I know Pixar didn't do it.
No, it was Disney.
It was Disney?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, I just looked it up.
Nice.
Sweet. Is there anything we're missing as far as stuff that's been released?
Dead Space Downfall. I really like that one. It's from what I understand, it's based on Extraction. Is that right? Accurate, Steven?
Yeah. You should play that, by the way.
I really should. Yeah, I really want to. I have Dead Space on iOS. I don't know if it's like the same as the first Dead Space game or not. But it's kind of fun though. I kind of like it, and started playing that, of course, after I watched Downfall, which was pretty awesome. There's another animated Dead Space movie, but it takes place after the first game, so I didn't watch it yet. But
are you rocking back or forth or anything, Chance? Sounds like you get close to the mic. No way. Close? No way.
No, I'm wearing a headset.
All right, just checking.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just checking.
Then that's all I have on my list.
Anyone else are missing anything? Because I want to talk about some stuff. I don't know if we said. Talk about what we want to see, what we'd like to see a movie of, other than Halo. Are there some stuff you'd love to see a movie of? I know, Rusty, you're a Pokemon fan. Did you watch any of the animated Pokemon ones? Were you a fan of those?
Oh my gosh, yeah, I remember seeing Pokemon 2000 with Mewtwo and Mew. Oh my goodness.
Well, that's the first one. 2000 is one with Lugia.
Oh, okay. The first one, the very first one. See, now you're ruining my childhood memories here, Chance.
I'm correcting your childhood memories.
There you go. No, but I remember seeing the movie in theaters and getting the little dragon, what was it, Dragonair or Dragonite card and everything. Oh man, I was so pumped and hyped. I got the soundtrack CD to that. I was so jacked up. I've seen a few of them since then, but my gosh, I don't even know what they're doing with the cartoon these days.
Isn't the cartoon like the numbered? I think it's up in like the 700s of episodes that's been out. I don't know. It's ridiculous. Goodness. I tried to start watching it again. I was getting kind of a Pokemon thing, wanting to play the games because I never beat one. It's like, you know what? I remember watching the show before school in the mornings. I'm going to restart the show. And then when I realized there were so many episodes, like, nah, I'm not going to do this.
Yeah, so. I've seen quite a few of the movies, but, I mean, they've just gone off the deep end since then with, I don't even know.
So would you like to see a live action adaptation?
No, that would ruin it. That would be terrible. Yeah, I'd have to say no.
Are there any movies you would like to see done, like made based off of a game?
This is based off a manga, but plenty of video games have been made based off of it. A live-action movie has already been done, but I want to pretend like it never was done, and a new one be made, and that is Dragon Ball Z.
Yes.
I didn't know how bad they could really kind of screw it. They just made it. Maybe they were trying to keep the lightheartedness of kind of the show some back in its earlier Dragon Ball days or something. I don't know, but so bad.
I haven't seen all of it, but I think they could have picked some better actors, too.
I actually like the main actor who played Goku in other movies in it.
Yeah, me too.
I think he's a good actor.
Yeah.
But not as Goku.
And then Spike, James Marsden, oh my gosh. To cast him in that movie.
He's 50 years old. Can you believe that shit?
Whoa.
He's 50. He just turned 50 years old.
No way. Wow. I would think minus 10 years. That's probably how old he is, but not 50.
No. He was a lot older than everybody else in that show.
So he was in like his mid-30s during Buffy?
Who did he play?
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who did he play in Dragon Ball?
Piccolo.
Yeah, Piccolo. Oh my gosh.
So I haven't seen it. I've just seen parts of it, and it's just like I couldn't sit through it. I was like, this is lame. I can't. Hurts me.
Yeah, it was kind of bad. Well, maybe. But I'm with you, man. That'd be awesome if they did it seems like it'd be tough to do. Maybe the guy who could pull it off, just because. And I'm not even a huge fan of all his movies. But Zack Snyder, just because of his art styles and stuff in his movies.
Yeah, that'd be a good fit.
He could probably do it. I love Man of Steel, but we got into some stuff on our group discussion where I hate The Watchmen. and apparently people kind of really like that movie.
That's another one in my backlog. I've actually got a stack of movies here sitting beside me that are my movie backlog. I was going to do a video on. I just haven't got around to it.
Yeah, I haven't watched Watchmen either. I read the graphic novel, but I haven't seen the movie. But as far as other video games that I'd like to see being made into movies, I wouldn't mind seeing an Assassin's Creed. I think that'd be really interesting if they did it right. And
I think they are doing that, aren't they?
Yeah,
it makes
pretty
sense.
sure they are.
That seems like one that could be easily done.
Yeah, there's been plenty of talk about it. I just don't know if it's actually in development or not. And
There's
then
a release date for it right here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, May 22nd, 2015. It's coming.
Oh, alrighty then.
Well, that's like 2 years.
That's crazy. I guess one more I want to throw out there is probably Uncharted. I think that would be pretty interesting.
Oh, yes. I'd love to see an Uncharted movie.
But wouldn't that be just like a Tomb Raider?
It would be. I mean, it'd be like that in Indiana Jones, but I don't know. I think
Uncharted, so I can't really say.
There's just so much humor incorporated into those games. I don't know. I just like to see a different side of it in a movie. So
it stinks because the actor we all want to play Nathan Drake is just getting older, and they keep pushing it off. So unfortunately, it probably won't be him doing it, and that would be sad because Nathan Fillion would be so perfect for it. Yet they won't cast him because he'll be too old by then.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh.
He'll be too old by then.
Some others they have here that they're planning on doing is Deus Ex, Heavenly Sword, actually, Chance. So there you go. Planning on doing a Heavenly Sword
awesome
movie.
And if they do that, I hope that what's his face gets to play the villain. God, I can't remember his name.
Andy Serkis.
Yeah, I hope he gets to play the villain in the movie too.
I think an Enslaved movie would be a better choice.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And because that game did so good, we know that'll happen. But
because Heavenly Sword did so.
Yeah, no kidding. Heavenly Sword
surprising.
actually Heavenly Sword probably did better because it was like a launch title, but Enslaved is a far better game.
Oh, BioShock.
Ooh, that would be great. I'd love to see a BioShock movie if they didn't try to do it in 3D and make it all bright like they did with the Silent Hill one. But man, that would be awesome, a BioShock movie.
But I wouldn't want it to be. I really wouldn't want it to be an adaptation of BioShock 1.
Because you couldn't really. Because one of the big things with the first BioShock, again,
it was
you never really see the face, like the face of the guy you're controlling. I mean, it's like
it's true.
It'd be tough seeing. Yeah, it couldn't be off the first game. It'd have to be something different.
It maybe like an adaptation of Rapture.
Yeah.
What's the book?
Yeah.
Isn't the book a prequel?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, why don't they just do something like?
Yeah, they can do the book.
When Rapture was built or something.
Warcraft movies apparently supposed to have been in the works for years. When I was big into World of Warcraft, they were talking about that. They had Sam Raimi doing it. I was getting excited. That kept getting put on hold, but I would have loved to have seen that. I'm trying to think if there's anything off the top of my head I'd like to see.
Alan Wake.
Oh yeah.
That'd be great. Love to see an Alan Wake. I'd like to see an Alan Wake TV series, not a movie. Give me a TV series.
Well, but that's the thing, though. Like, how would it work as a TV? I mean, I know, like, the game's separating the episodes, but...
Miniseries.
I guess I'd have to see how they do a sequel first before I understand how they would be able to continue the storyline for it. Because, I mean, a lot of TV shows are very high concept for the first season, and they just don't know what to do with it after the first season.
I think the TV should go the way of the miniseries. Seriously.
Yeah.
You know, like, just make things into miniseries and then move on to the next thing. Because then you wouldn't have to worry about a second season.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I think is really cool about, like, me and Dustin are watching through it now, the Avatar series. Like, the first 3, they knew, hey, we're going to do 3 books with this many shows. I mean, we're going to end the story there. I thought that was cool. I know they got the core stuff going on now, but I thought that was cool.
It's brilliant. Like, when they know, like, how many, like, Babylon 5, Straczynski knew how many seasons he wanted to do, and he told a story in that many seasons.
Yeah, that's the way it should be.
6 Feet Under was kind of the same way.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And Twin Peaks should have been the same way.
Should have been the same.
Yes. Now, is there anything else you guys like? I know they have here Devil May Cry. Metal Gear Solid, that might be cool to watch. They'll probably make it not as Metal Gear Solid as it should be, but...
I want them to reboot, like, let's wait a few years, reboot the Silent Hill franchise, and do an adaptation of 2 and do it right. Because I think that's a brilliant story. I really do. I think it's a brilliant story to do for a movie.
We'll see.
Because it's a mystery. It's a mystery story.
Apparently right now, Silent Hill is not in the works for a while. It's not on this list.
Well, they shit that up real good.
They said there's going to be a Tomb Raider reboot here, so that'd be kind of crazy to see. With how the new game went was awesome, so if there was something like that, I'd watch that movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I can end our movie talk unless you guys got anything else you want to add.
Yeah, I got at least a couple here.
Oh, snap. Go for it.
And we got, oh shit, what was I just going to say? Lost my train of thought, damn it.
Wizards and Warriors, we know.
Well, yeah,
We'd love to see a movie on that.
Oh, Half-Life.
Coming 2015, Wizards and Warriors.
Half-Life would be awesome to see. Like a movie adaptation of the Half-Life series.
That would just piss people off.
Well,
They'd be
yeah.
like, where's the next one? How could you leave us hanging 10 years without a movie?
Make Half-Life 3 a movie if they're not going to make a game out of it. I did see kind of a fan-made, it was kind of a mishmash of a movie. I posted it in the chat a while back, but I'm sure nobody really watched it. It was called Quake Arenas. They took the basic concept of Quake 3 Arena, but put it in almost like a Doom-type setting, like in the character was the Doom guy. And they made like a really actually well put together story based on Quake 3 multiplayer fighting. It was really like a good concept, and I'd really like to see like a bigger budget version of that because it was pretty cool. Let's see here. I know I had another one, but I think that was probably all that's necessary to talk about. Splatterhouse.
Let's say while you're looking through it, Dustin, did you beat all the Xenosaga games?
No.
I was going to say there was like apparently a movie made with all the cutscenes called Xenosaga the Movie. I was wondering if anyone had seen that.
I got to Xenosaga 2 and I got bogged down because it's not that good of a game. I'll go ahead and say
Mr.
that.
RPG Crazies, don't start turning off the podcast. He didn't beat it. All right, well,
I still need to watch the Shenmue movie. That's the first game. I still need to watch that.
Or play Shenmue.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't have Shenmue. I have Shenmue 2. So if I was to watch Shenmue the movie, then I could just play Shenmue 2. Thanks, Dustin.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry, I can't not mention, since we're talking about video game movies, Indie Game the Movie. If you haven't seen that is a fantastic movie following the developers of Super Meat Boy and Fez. Just through their journey of trying to get their game released and made and the struggles they kind of go through, last-minute things, the problems. I thought it was fantastic. Have you seen it, Rusty?
Yeah, I'm actually a huge, huge fan. I loved it. I mean, because I had no idea, like, the process of actually creating some of these games. And it's unbelievable what some of those guys went through emotionally, physically, just to put this game out. I mean, one of the guys almost, like, committed suicide.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I want to talk about that because Phil Fish, that's Phil Fish.
No, the other guy, I think, did, right?
Oh, you mean the guy that was doing Super Meat Boy?
Yeah, the bald-headed guy.
The bald guy. Yeah, he said that.
Well, so did Phil Fish. He said something about killing himself, too.
Yeah, he seems kind of out there.
And then, and then I saw on, like, IGN that he was on Fez 2. And I was like, oh, God, no.
Oh, he canceled
it? Oh, God,
it?
no, this is going to go, it's going to go badly. And then he canceled it because of just all the shit he has to deal with.
Yeah.
I hear he's kind of a douche.
He really does sound very, very arrogant and just kind of like, I don't know.
It's because I think it is his game he was making, and he knew what he wanted, he knew what he had to do, and he didn't want anyone else changing his vision, I guess, but who can if you're the creator? But if people are playing it and not liking it, I think he just, I don't know, like, since I'm going into gaming technology stuff, going back to school now to finish out 2 years of it, if I was making my own personal game, it kind of would affect me if I'm sitting there at a demo booth and people are not digging it. Yeah. I mean, it would kind of hurt because you're putting all your time and heart and energy into it. But luckily for him, Fez is actually a good game. So
the thing I thought was cool about that movie was that all those guys were developing for Xbox Live Arcade, and now they're all like speaking out against like Microsoft's practices. And you see it in the game. You see it in the movie, like when they put up Super Meat Boy, and they're like sitting there, like, "Where is it?
Where's the That was so bad. I felt so bad for them.
Yeah, and now like Microsoft has come out saying indie developers can self-publish and all this stuff. So
they're making a big indie push, and then just seeing the guy like refresh the sales throughout the day, and then them getting their final number. That's got to be like an overwhelming feeling when you get 20,000 copies of your game sold at $10 a pop the first day. I don't know how much they got. I know they're well off right now. They're good to go. But it was just cool seeing where they were at working on this game from like 2 computers. One guy at his house, one at his house. I don't even think they lived nearby, did they? Like close to each other.
Yeah, I thought they lived like across the country from each other.
And they're working on this game together. It was insane. So
it's wild.
It was a great movie. Well, Chance left for a moment. So since he did, should we just go into games we've been playing recently so he can help answer the questions, or just go into the questions and he can jump in wherever we're at?
Let's do games.
Okay. Rusty, since you finally had a chance to play some games, man, what have you been playing recently?
Yeah, I'm going to go through 3 games pretty quickly, and then I'm going to speak a little bit more extensively on the last 2. I got the Kirby Dream Collection for $7.99 at Best Buy, brand new.
A lot of us did, man. Yeah,
that is crazy good deal when you like literally can't even get Kirby 64 on the Virtual Console for that price. But anyways, I played through Kirby 64 and Kirby's Dream Land 2 this week. Kirby 64 being my favorite Kirby game of all time. I just love how you can get like multiple abilities. And then kind of like mix and match the abilities and everything. Such a good game, such a fun game. And then even the little mini games that you can play, a lot of good fun. So
I never did too many of those when I played it through this year. Yeah, I played 64 this year. It's part of my backlog again. I never played any of the mini games really.
Yeah, they're actually fun little games. But yeah, that's good. And then Kirby's Dream Land 2, which I had never played previously. I played Dream Land 1 on the Game Boy, but Dream Land 2 was actually. I was pretty surprised. It was a lot of fun. I liked how they had like the hamster and the little owl that you could like jump on and ride, and you were just like completely overpowered, similar to like using Yoshi in Super Mario World. But really good fun there. Played through that. Those didn't take very long. And then I've just been working more on Animal Crossing for the 3DS. But I gotta be honest, like people have been tweeting about it, constantly saying that they surpassed the 100-hour mark and everything. I gotta be honest with you guys. I put 30 hours and I'm burnt out. Like I can't put any more time into it. I turn it on and I play it for 15 minutes and I'm just like I'm done.
I put in about 8 and I was done.
Yeah,
and I was burnt out.
You can only catch so many fish and visit your museum, and I don't know. It's just I understand why people get so addicted, and I definitely did for those 30 hours that I played. But I'm burnt out now, so. Putting that down for a while, I think all my plants are going to die and everything, but whatever. The last 2 games I've been playing, one of which I know Steven is a pretty big fan of, and I believe Dustin, you picked it up not too long ago also, and that is Dragon Ball Z Attack of the Saiyans on the Nintendo DS. I put about 5 hours into it when I got it way back when, and I loved it, but just had other games that took priority. Really enjoying it. I picked it back up. I put in about 7 more hours into it. I think I just finished chapter 9, and there's like 15 chapters in the game.
You're not too far.
Yeah, I'm not too far.
You're not too far away from the end. I meant to say. Sorry.
Okay.
You're good.
So yeah, I'm just like recollecting the Dragon Balls. Goku was sent back to Earth by Baba or whatever her name is. And just going through and collecting. It's such a fun game. I mean, the encounter rate is really high. It kind of reminds me of like a Dragon Warrior Final Fantasy 1 on the NES as far as the rate of encountering enemies. But I feel like the turn-based battles are actually kind of fun because when people attack you, you have to like press the X button on your DS, and you'll take less damage. And just all the different moves that you can use, like the Kamehameha and Destructo Disc, and just all these crazy moves from the show. Just brings back a lot of good...
Final Flash!
Yeah, it brings back a lot of memories of watching the show and reading the manga. And the story's great, and the graphics are good, and it's just a really fun turn-based RPG, but it's becoming increasingly hard to find, so if you're interested in the game, definitely try and seek out a copy soon.
But another big selling point is developed by...
Monolith Soft!
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely worth your time and definitely worth your money. I don't really know what it's going for these days, but
I'll say I want to look that up. I wonder what it's going for now.
I paid 60
oh
for it.
wow, yeah.
Yeah, I remember you paying a
like
lot.
a couple months ago.
Fortunately, I found it at Half Price Books for like $10 before.
You swine.
Yeah, before it started to get up there in price. So yeah, but definitely worth a look. And then finally, a game that came out last year that I was really itching to get a chance to play, and this is definitely going to tie me over for the remainder of the year. I'm probably going to skip out on Grand Theft Auto 5 because I'll be in school at that point, and that is Sleeping Dogs. Have any of you guys played this game?
No, almost bought it during a Steam summer sale because it was like $5, but I wanted it on a console. I hear it's very underrated because it's a really good game. And
Yeah.
I think it was the Steps to Death that she said she really likes that game too.
Yep.
And a lot of people rave about it. So
Yeah, I was actually really impressed, and you can get it brand new for $20 now, which was also surprising for me. But I thought GTA 4 was garbage. I'm gonna be completely honest. Vice City
that's
is
like unanimous,
yeah, Vice City is my personal favorite GTA game, and with Grand Theft Auto 3 close behind it, just because it was so revolutionary at the time. But Sleeping Dogs does everything that I wish Grand Theft Auto 4 would have done. And primarily the driving. Oh my gosh. The driving I felt was so sloppy in Grand Theft Auto 4. And they could seriously build an entire racing game around Sleeping Dogs' driving engine. I mean, it is just leaps and bounds. So far surpasses GTA 4 in every respect. There's an awesome drifting mechanic. And another thing, when you're getting chased by the police or when you're chasing someone else down, if you press X in the direction of the car that you want to like ram, you can literally ram them off the road, which is really, really cool. And it's just very well implemented. And also driving and shooting is really nice, very smooth. So yeah, everything about the driving is great. The story takes place in Hong Kong. You're controlling this guy's name's like Wei Shen, I believe. You're an undercover cop working for the Hong Kong police, and you basically infiltrate the Triad gang, and you're basically working undercover trying to, basically, I don't know, overtake the Triads or whatever. But another really, really awesome thing about the game is the fighting in the game. It's basically, I don't want to say mimics, but definitely borrows heavily from the Batman Arkham City and Arkham Asylum fighting mechanics. So basically, you're just beating the crap out of these people, and when they're getting ready to attack you, their entire character kind of glows red, similar to, Batman's, spidey sense, I want to say. And that basically, lets you know that you need to counter, so you press the Y button, and you just do this sick counter move. It's just, I don't know, the fighting is so addicting, the story's fun, very well paced. Just when you get bored of one thing, this crazy over-the-top, sequence of events happens, and there's just, I don't know, it just pits you in all these different environments, and there's just all this like small stuff that's added into the game and implemented so well. I just think it's really worth checking out, and for $20 you really can't go wrong. So if open world games are your thing and you like, digging your teeth into a sandbox game like Grand Theft Auto or Far Cry every now and then, look no further than Sleeping Dogs. Really good game. So that's my 2 cents on that one, and those are all the games I've been playing recently.
Awesome. Well, that leads me to a question that's going to really throw this all off. And if you don't feel comfortable asking, that's fine, because it's fine. But I'm kind of curious, because I'll get the same thing. I'm wondering what your answer would be.
Go for it.
Me and Rusty are both mans of faith. We're Christian men. How do you think people see when they're like, what are you doing playing Grand Theft Auto? Like, how do you explain that to people when you can sit here and play Grand Theft Auto, or the movies we'll watch? And do you get any stuff from your parents or anything from that with the games they see on your shelf?
No, I completely agree, and this is something that I've definitely spoken with people quite a bit, within my church and my friends and my family, and it's something that I definitely, am cautious of, and it's I guess what I go back to, when I'm speaking with my friends, I'm not perfect, and I think that's a very, very common misconception is that, when people hear that I'm Christian, I think a lot of people are led to believe that they think I'm just like some perfect being, and that, I'm better than them because I'm Christian, and that's the furthest from the truth, actually, because the only thing that separates me from an atheist or someone that doesn't take any religion is that I've proclaimed and said that I am imperfect, and that the only way that I personally believe that I can be saved or have any chance at salvation is that I've confessed that I am sinful and that Christ died for my sins. And so the games that I play and things like that, I'm not condoning my actions or justifying my actions by playing those games, because it's certainly not right. And I don't know. I mean, it's just something that I guess I have to be cautious of and to be weary of. And I guess I want to say I have to repent for playing, these games, because it's not right and it is sinful. But
I was gonna say I'd do a good thing of I separate, because we know it's a game, or if it's a movie, we kind of like know it's a movie.
Yeah.
So I just kind of separate it from like it. It's not like a real world thing, but I don't know. You will be, because I've gotten comments and questions, not in the channel, but people will send me messages and stuff about that. You shouldn't be playing these games, but because I guess I'm not allowed to. But
yeah.
I don't know.
No,
so I was just curious on that.
You should know better, Steven.
Yeah, and I in no way, like anyone that's listening to this, I'm not trying to project my beliefs or anything on anyone.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say my 2 cents on that, but and I'm not, casting out anyone else that plays these games by any means, because I play them too. I mean, I'm
yes, we all play them.
So, but no, that is a very touchy subject, and one that I'd be happy to talk to you about more off the air anytime if you want to. So
awesome, cool deal. So since I'm talking, I'll go ahead and go next, if that's cool with everybody.
It's not.
I'll do. I'm just going to talk about the 3 I've been playing the most. One I already did a video on. Dragon Quest IX, Sentinels of the Starry Skies, my first Dragon Quest game.
Yes!
I know Dustin, he's a huge Dragon Quest fan.
About time.
Yeah.
About time.
Chance, he's played through some Dragon Warrior games. And Rusty, I'm guessing you've played 9 and beat it? Or
Oh, I'm a huge fan of Dragon Quest, yes.
I would have loved to have been able to. I wish it had online co-op with it to play with somebody.
Yeah, that was a big misstep right there.
I hope they make Dragon Quest 11 for the 3DS or something like that. and that's a possibility.
You know what they could have done with 9 if they would have made it online co-op? They might have made the transition easier to 10 for some people, but since they made it local only, that made it tough for people to play together to experience it, unless you're Johnny Millennium, who got to go with his friends all the time to play it.
Yeah.
But
let's go to game deals.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't have a chance to be able to do that, but it was still a fantastic game just through playing through the single player. And I am itching to play some more in-game stuff or post-game, because apparently that's when it really opens up and shines with getting more loot and stuff. But I beat the story. That's all I needed. I thought it was a fantastic first entry for me. And I'm really wanting to actually play Dragon Quest VIII now, because I hear so much about that. And Dustin, you said that is your personal favorite Dragon Quest, correct? No. Oh, it isn't?
No.
5?
No. I will agree that Dragon Quest VIII is probably the best game in the series, but my personal favorite will always be 3.
Really?
3.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that was in your top 10 games you wanted to have, so you would have said 8 if it was 8. Isn't 3 supposed, or was that Chance you saying, was it 2 or 3 that was really long and you told him to skip?
2.
2.
2. Okay.
2.
2's a bitch.
Because it's kind of a slog. Yeah. It's not very balanced.
No.
Well,
it's excessively hard, right in the beginning, when you're trying to grind and before you even have other party members. So it's it takes forever to get past the first quarter of the game. So by the time you're through that section, then you're just I don't want to play this anymore.
Well, I do want to play those eventually, the first few.
And once he gets a Roan in the end, it's just
I have the
which
Wii
ones
collection.
have you actually?
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, which ones have you actually gotten the chance to play through, Rusty?
Well, I have the Wii collection, which has 1 through 4 from the Famicom days. But
the Wii collection? What's the name of the?
Yeah, it's Japanese.
Yeah,
only.
it's Japan only, so I can't really play it, which really sucks. I played Dragon Quest 4, Chapters of the Chosen, the remake on the DS. 5, I have 6, but I haven't played it yet. And then 9.
Okay.
And I've beaten all those. but I really, really want to play 8 as well because, oh my goodness, a 3D Dragon Quest game just sounds amazing.
I think they're
If you
doing
like
7 remade in 3D.
It's on the 3DS, but only in Japan right now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
If you like 9, then you'll like 3 because it kind of 9 is like a very updated version of 3.
Oh, really? Okay.
Where you start off with a main character, and then you have to go to like the bar and like create your other 3 characters, and then you just go off on.
Yeah, I didn't know that for a really long time, so I was actually like trying to like plow through the game with just one character, and then I realized that I couldn't do that, and I was like, "Holy God!"
It seemed like a lot of people did that.
And then I'm like, "Oh my God, I can get more people! Hell yeah!" And then it became a lot easier, but then it took so much time to like grind up the other members because my main character was so much stronger and that's where I'm stuck at right now. It's like I can't progress any further until I grind my other 3 people up like 3 or 4 more levels.
And a world where there were metal slimes back then, Dustin?
Oh yeah, there was
metal slimes in the first one.
Yeah. Well, there you go, Chance. Just go after the metals.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into that. Because you've been talking about it, and I'm actually probably gonna go back to that at some point.
He's probably not in an area where you can find them. That's the sad part.
I am near the All Trades Abbey, wherever that is.
You're pretty close to the first set, so you're good.
Okay, good deal.
But yeah, I want to play through those. The first 3, I want to play through all of them. The one I'm a little worried about is just from RPG Swag Man and Dustin talking about it. 7 sounds like a handful that I think I'm afraid to even go near because it's so long.
But here's the thing, though. It'd probably be better on the 3DS because you can just play it on the go.
True.
And because, like, when you have to sit down in front of a TV, you're making an investment in time. And, like, if you're just on the 3DS, you can grind out a few levels every now and then. So what?
Well, I wonder if it's the side quests that make a game so long, or if it's the main storyline that makes it over 100 hours.
There's not real. No, this is what it is. You start off on a very small island, and then there's like a temple you go to, and this temple takes you back in time to another island. You free that island, and it comes onto the new world. Then you come back to the real world. You have to go to that island, talk to people on there, then repeat. So, like, you're bringing the world back island by island. That's what makes the game so long. And then on top of that, you have a job system like in 9.
Okay.
So, a lot of people spend, a lot of times grinding up jobs so they can get to the super powerful ones.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is. There's not really, like, a lot of side quests like in 9.
All right. Well,
yeah.
That one still kind of scares me, but like you said, if we get it over here, that would be awesome.
Yeah. It's just kind of a slog of a game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to skip it on the PlayStation 1. I don't think I won't even try, but I will definitely get it if it ever comes out on 3DS, though.
Agreed.
I am willing, if I can sit in front of, because I've done it before, like with Xenoblade. I've cranked out 80 hours in that one, and I loved every moment of it. So I do want to play Dragon Quest VIII. That would, other than the DS entries here, which 5 was going to be my next portable title, until I put the one I'm going to talk about next in. So I'm going to play through those as well. Really looking forward to it. You're a brand new Dragon Quest fan over here, so I'm loving them. Secondly, well, I'll save the one I'm playing the most for last, the other portable one. Torchlight 2. I've been wanting to play that for a while. I downloaded it last year when it was on sale from last year's Steam Summer Sale for $5, which if you're lucky enough, you could have got it again this year for $5. But really enjoyed the first one. I put over 80 hours in that one on the first one because I love my dungeon crawlers, love my loot games. Like people know I was a WoW fan, and this is Diablo and stuff. But this time with multiplayer. And I actually, Sporadic Spacebar, he had Torchlight 2 himself, and I've been looking for someone to play with. So just this past, I want to say Saturday, was it Friday? I sat down and played for almost 6 hours straight of some Torchlight 2, and I enjoyed every moment of it. We got to play and do some questing together. It was a lot of fun. I just love anything that I can go hunt down, fight loot, take out a boss. And if you love achievements, I think there's like 130 achievements in this game on Steam for taking down bosses and stuff. So I'm just really into dungeon crawlers. And Chance, you said you played the demo and you kind of liked it?
Yeah,
or
it was
still
actually
on your
a lot
Diablo
of fun.
kick?
No, I played the demo. I didn't put much time into it because I don't think my laptop can handle it. It like kept popping up a thing that says my computer memory was running too low, so it ended up just locking up and then shutting down. So I just uninstalled it. But I plan on buying it at some point and putting it on my actual desktop computer, which is a little bit better. So yeah, I definitely plan on getting that. But yeah, Diablo is I'll talk about that one in a second.
All right. And finally, are you into dungeon crawlers, Rusty, or anything like that? Loot games?
I played Heroes of Ruin on the 3DS.
Ooh, that was not a good one to get into.
We were just talking about that one.
So, no, I think I would love the genre if I actually played a game that, represented the genre. I have Diablo 2. I've yet to download it on my computer because I have a MacBook Pro, and I just don't know how well suited I'd be playing it on that. But I've run Warcraft 3 on it, so I think I could run Diablo 2. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's not too graphically demanding, or just because the operating system you're a little worried about it, or?
Well, I mean, a laptop, computer, Apple. I don't know. I'm worried that it would just completely lag out and not work. But
it should be okay. I remember it not looking too pretty, but maybe Chance thinks everything looks good kind of back then, so I don't know. I just remember looking.
I'm a fan of late 90s, early 2000s PC graphics. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll definitely have to give it a try.
The thing I've been investing most of my time in before a new game comes out Tuesday is right when I finish Dragon Quest IX, I always try to keep another portable game going just because that's the easiest thing for me to play. And on the PSP, I'm playing through the first Star Ocean First Departure. And Dustin, it is an exact remake, I think, of the first game. People know it is image or story for story. But anyways, I'm like right at the end of that thing, and I want to have it beaten before Dragon's Crown comes out tomorrow, so I can put all my time into Dragon's Crown on the Vita. But
Dragon's Crown, Tales of Xillia.
Dragon's Crown. But what was I saying? Maybe lose my train of thought, Dustin. Star Ocean, yes. If you're a fan of the Tales series, you'll be a fan of the Star Ocean series because they're almost one and the same as far as the combat goes. Except I'm kind of like.
Do you know why that is?
No, I don't.
Because after they made Tales of Fantasia, a bunch of people left Namco and formed Tri-Ace. So that's why they're so similar.
Oh, awesome!
There's a bunch of people that worked on the first Tales game. The more you know.
Well, I actually kind of like. It seems the combat seems because it is if it's like an RPG, but when you go into a battle, it's action based, like kind of hack and slash. But this one feels more fluid in this game. I want to say, well, at least this PSP version. I know in like with playing through Tales of Vesperia and stuff, when you're doing your regular attack with X, sometimes it kind of sort of seems delayed, not as smooth or fluid like a hack and slash game is. But I mean, yes, it's an RPG. It's not a hack and slash. But when I'm slicing with my sword, I'd like to feel like I'm hacking away at something. And in this game, Star Ocean, it really does feel like I'm hacking away with my sword, like smooth combat hack and slash with skills you can use. So, and I'm really enjoying the storyline. It's almost like a perfect portable game because the dungeons aren't too big, but it's got the classicness where there are save points and you can save in the overworld map. But if you're in a dungeon, you got to get to a save point or you lose all your progress. Or if you get game over, you lose all your progress. Luckily, this version of the game I hear is really easy, and I've had no problems with it, but I'm a person who will grind sometimes. I know I'd mentioned to you guys, there's one part where I was watching a movie, I was watching all those Avatar episodes, and I planned on playing Star Ocean that day I was watching Avatar, but I couldn't get away from Avatar, and I was just sitting there just grinding at, it's only one point in the game so far that I know I could have done this, and I'm near the end, where there's a statue that'll heal my HP and my MP just talking to it, and I can go right back to fighting. So I sat there and grinded out almost 15, 17 levels above what I was supposed to be at, just because it was so easy to do it, and I'm sitting there watching Avatar, that I pretty much overpowered myself for basically the rest of the game, so I haven't really had any trouble dying. But the story's really good. Can't wait to get into the next one, First Departure, or Second Evolution, which, from what I hear with Star Ocean fans, is the best game out of the whole series, is number 2. A lot of people look highly to that one. But what I'm anxious to get into is the newer ones like Star Ocean Last Hope, international version on the PS3 is one I want. And I have the one on PS2, I think it's End of Time. because I can see how the combat will probably just open up more with getting more spells and abilities and stuff. Because on the PSP, you can only use 2 special moves just because of the button layouts. And with, of course, with the DualShocks, we got more buttons to press. So I'm really looking forward to see how they do in the newer iterations of the games. And it's a series that I'm right now. If I was to rank them, I'd probably put it above Tales right now, just because I'm almost done beating one, and I kind of like the combat system a little bit more. But you're talking to a guy who hasn't even beaten a Tales game yet, so don't really have much to go off of. And that's all that I have played. Mainly, all I've played.
Who are you passing the baton off to? Come on.
I want it to go to Chance. Go for it. And he's probably got himself on mute still. He doesn't realize it.
You were absolutely correct. I started talking already. Okay.
Go for it, Chance.
Well, typically, I'm the one that has like 1,000 games to talk about, and I really don't have that many today. So, a couple that I beat recently, just a couple of simple games that I had a lot of fun with. Guerrilla War on the NES. It was a recent purchase for me, and it's an SNK game, for those who don't know. It plays a lot like Akari Warriors and something like that. Very arcadey, lots of bullets and grenades flying everywhere and stuff like that. You turn in all directions and shoot, and you can drive tanks and stuff. And Infinite Continues is the only reason that I beat that game, because it is pretty challenging. And yeah, it's pretty fun though. It's definitely a time kill. I think all said, I probably put 3 hours into it. I really don't know. I lost track of time. Really, I wasn't really paying that close of attention. Last night, for some reason, I just got this urge to play Ys 3 on the Super Nintendo, and I don't even own it.
Very nice.
I played it on a ROM, and I just threw it on. I plugged my 360 controller in my PC. We were watching Breaking Bad, actually, because we just noticed that the first half of season 5 is actually on Netflix now. So we started watching that. We watched like 3 or 4 episodes last night. I can't remember. And we also watched an episode of Twin Peaks. And before I knew it, I had the game beat, actually. Pretty awesome side-scrolling action platformer RPG thing. Really great game. And I actually am really glad that I played this version first, as opposed to playing Oath and Felghana first. Just in between those two, I'm glad I played the Super Nintendo port or Super Nintendo game first, just because it was before it or whatever, and I just have this weird thing about having to do that. So I'm glad that I did that. But I can't wait to play Felghana also. But I'll wait to play that after I play 1 and 2. A game that I just started yesterday. I had just moved my Xbox 360 down to my living room because we rearranged our downstairs and we had to move our internet router. So therefore, my Ethernet cable that I had for my 360 would no longer reach my 360. So I had to move my 360 downstairs, which wasn't a big deal. It's actually kind of nice to play it on a big screen TV. So I decided that I was going to start Doom 3 Resurrection of Evil, finally. I didn't put much time into it. I think I played for like a half an hour and then went on to do something else. But I can tell it's going to be lots of fun because I'm a big fan of Doom 3 and Doom in general. And after watching Dead Space Downfall, I just really wanted to play something where I was shooting things. So that's the one I decided to play. But the 3 games, though, that I've actually been playing the most, I've put the most time into, Ys 7, I'm about 14 hours into that one on the PSP. It's getting crazy good. I'm in the Earth Sanctum right now. I haven't played it in about a week or so. It's amazing. The story is very well told, and I haven't played any of the other PSP games in the series, but I actually really like the party system, which is kind of what the one thing that other fans of the games don't like about 7. I've heard. I don't know that for sure, but I actually think it's pretty well done, especially like if you can get the hang of it and kind of switch characters pretty easily, and also you choose the right 3 characters. Primarily, I'm using Adol, Dogi, and then I switch between Mashira for the projectile attacks, and also Elk because he's got the quick, whatever they call it, quick striking attacks or whatever. And I think that he's a really good character combat-wise to use. So I put a lot of time into E7, and it's a lot of fun. Diablo 2, I've put probably 10 to 12 hours in Diablo 2. I just booted it up a few weeks ago just on a whim. I was getting kind of excited for the console release of Diablo 3, so I figured, what the hell, I'll put in Diablo 2, no pun intended, and I love it. It's fantastic. It is a fantastic RPG, what do they call it, action RPG. I'm a big fan of the genre anyway, and it's a dungeon crawler, but it's not a first-person dungeon crawler, which is what the other game that I'm playing is, and that is Etrian Odyssey 3. Having a lot of fun with that one. And I'm spending a lot of time grinding in it because it's just, I don't know, I can't get past this one section on the third level, the third basement level of the first stratum or whatever it's called. So I'm just trying to grind some levels, and the part I love most about the Etrian Odyssey games that I've played thus far is actually the part that I thought that I would hate, like going into the series. I really enjoy the map making. I like that you can like set up like an autopilot. I don't know if it's like that on all of them. I guess it is on 3. I know you can do an autopilot thing on 3. You can set up like the floor plan in the map to set up like an autopilot, so where you just travel, when in the direction that the arrows point, and you don't have to actually press any buttons. And I've got it set up in a way that makes grinding really easy. I've got it set up in a way that my character just goes in a circle, and I just fight these enemies over and over again. And that way, I can kind of focus on whatever I'm watching on TV. Kind of like you were doing, Stephen, with Star Ocean, kind of focusing on the television, but also grinding at the same time, and actually grinding out quite a bit of money and some levels and things like that. So as to further progress myself eventually. So I really want to pick up Etrian Odyssey 4, but really there's no immediate need to, because I have a feeling that I've got a long way to go in Etrian Odyssey 3. So, that is it.
Cool beans. We'll skip over Dustin because he's playing 2 JRPGs no one cares about. So, let's go ahead. Go ahead, Dustin. He's actually playing like probably the most interesting ones here that you guys want to hear about. So,
probably the most what do I want to say, review-wise diverse RPG.
Go for it.
Time and Eternity or whatever.
Actually, I'm playing 3 games. Well, I started a 3rd game, but I'm not really actively playing it. We'll talk about that one first. That is Infinity Blade 2 on the iPad. I downloaded it when it was free. And I can kind of see why people like it, but it's not something that I'm going to sit here and spend like hours and hours playing. No, it's just, it's kind of like a fun diversion, but it's not something that I'm going to just like invest all my time in. I
downloaded the first one like 3 weeks ago and put about 2 or 3 hours into it. It was a pretty cool concept, but yeah.
It's a cool concept, but it's like, it's I don't know, for some reason it doesn't feel like a full game to me, because it's like all it is just the swiping. And I can see why that's cool, but it's like when you're used to like a big JRPG, it's like it doesn't satisfy that itch. But the other games I've been playing, Time and Eternity, and this will probably go down, as one of the most, everyone said that, what do I want to say, Deadly Premonition was the most diversive game ever created, like people either love it or hate it. It's the same thing with Time and Eternity, and I understand why it's getting bad reviews, because it's not your typical JRPG, save the world. It's a very, I want to use this phrase, but it's not vegan kosher. Like, it's a very girly RPG.
I heard there's a side quest where you're actually trying to gather items to spy on someone in a shower or something. Like, it's very interesting.
And I'm getting ready to fulfill the 3rd part of that quest where I get to see it completely unblocked.
And another thing I want to ask you about, I'm sorry, you said it was a love story between a woman and a man during your last kind of video on it, but I thought we talked about it. Go for it.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I kind of been reading up on it, and like when I made my unboxing video, I forgot what it was actually about, and I saw the cover, and I kind of remembered that it was about two girls, so I said it was like a lesbian love story. That is inaccurate.
Fear Effect 3.
Huh?
I said Fear Effect 3. That's what it was.
Fear Effect 3. That's exactly what it is. It's two souls trapped in one body who's marrying a guy.
Okay.
And there's a dating sim aspect to it where you kind of pick which of the two souls in that one body that you actually want to end up marrying. So in one respect, it's kind of I use this phrase very lightly because I don't like being like a sexist freak like Steven is. It's kind of a girly RPG in that the entire purpose for the storyline is so Toki, one of the souls in that body, can marry the male protagonist or the male character. So it's kind of like I can see like a lot of guys like not wanting to play it because it's like the whole point of it is to save your wedding day. Who cares? But at the same time, it's a NIS RPG, so it's kind of pervy. Like, and there's the shower scene, and every now and then you'll have like with part of the dating aspect. There's this thing where you can talk to either Toki or Tawa and sort of woo them a little bit, and it's kind of comedically done, but every now and then you'll get a picture of them kind of in not in a scantily clad uniform, but like in a suggestive pose or something like that. So it kind of has that sort of hentai light aspect to it. But as far as the game goes, it's a game that I'm enjoying playing, but I fully understand the fact that I cannot recommend it to anybody, because I would not want to recommend this to somebody and then them hate it and say, you wasted my money. If any of it seems interesting to you, which I think Time and Eternity for JRPG players is one of those games that like JRPG players are kind of interested in, just in like a morbid fascination, like how can this game get that bad of scores? So do your research, and I would say once it gets to $20, people should start checking it out, because it's actually kind of a cool game.
The combat looked fun to me. That's the only thing I was like, I thought the combat looked cool.
It's fun, but once you kind of figure out the combat, it gets really easy.
Okay.
Because basically you're just building up like a super bar in order to use your magic.
So here's a question: how many hours in you think you are?
You could probably beat this game in probably 20 hours, maybe less than that, if you don't do all the side quests. I'm probably about 30 hours into it.
I'd say, are you ready to be done with it now, or are you still enjoying your time with it? Are you kind of like, okay, let's end this?
That's the thing. Chance and I were kind of talking about this before you guys all joined in. I can actually beat the game right now. You get to Chapter 4, and basically Chapter 4 presents you with the boss battle, or you can do all these side quests to get the trophy for Chapter 4. So I got all the trophies for completing the side quests in the previous chapters, so I'm just going to complete all those and then beat the game.
Okay.
So I could actually beat it right now if I really, really wanted to, but I'm going to...
You got Tales coming, you want to play it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, though. Like, it's supposed to come out tomorrow, but that's the shipping date. And I got an email or not an email, but a text from GameStop saying that Dragon's Crown's in for tomorrow. But I haven't got anything about my Tales of Exili. So, who knows? It probably won't come in tomorrow. But, I've been enjoying that. But really, the game that I've been just absolutely drop dead, like, in love with is Shin Megami Tensei 4. And if you have not picked up this game, it is the best RPG on the 3DS right now. It is absolutely and this is coming from somebody who historically does not really like the Shin Megami Tensei series. I've played I've played Digital Devil Saga 1, liked it, but was really frustrated with it. I'm currently playing Persona 4, and I just can't get into it. But man, SMT 4 is just it's pretty perfect. It's hard as balls, but it's pretty perfect, and it keeps you wanting to come back for more.
Is there easy mode in the game, or no?
No, it's
kind of hoping there was an easy mode.
Well, the thing of it is, have you ever played SMT before?
I played Devil Survivor Overclocked on the 3DS one. Yeah.
Okay. So you kind of understand like the strengths and weaknesses system.
Yeah, and I understand kind of the fusion thing. I just get irritated with the fusion. Like, am I supposed to keep mixing, or can I keep a beast I've had ever since the beginning, or stuff like that?
Well, I mean, it's kind. I want to say it's kind of up to you, but the way TG Apuleius has been talking about it, it's like I feel like I'm already playing the game wrong. You know, because he's like crafting these demons to get a very reflective party where it reflects magic and physical and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, I'm just fusing them. Yeah, I don't think I'm doing the right thing in fusing them, but
I'd be like, oh, this looks cool when I mix them together. I'll run with him.
yeah. Well, that's the funny thing, because like Sarah was talking about the game. She's like, I think the demons are so cute. And I was like, leave it to Sarah to make Shin Megami Tensei 4.
Sounds like Sarah.
Yeah. So, but like, if you haven't got it, it seriously is like, it's just an amazing game. It mixes so many genres together. Like, if you like Pokemon, you have the collection of the demons. If you like first-person dungeon crawlers, it has that feel to it as well.
It is third person though, right? Like you're running
third person.
Okay.
Yeah. And remember that podcast where my throat started to close up? I got sick.
It's happening.
Yeah, it's starting to happen. But it might just be because I've been awake for
a long time.
I don't even know how long. Yeah. But yeah, like it's not my game of the year, but it might edge out the number 2 game. I don't know.
I was going to say, if it's past Fire Emblem, and I'm trying to think where Fire Emblem is on your list, where I would put it at on your list, but man, number 2, whew, awesome.
It could go as high as number 2. I don't think it'll beat the number 1 game, but it could go as high.
Well, awesome. So. There's 2 games that I really I got it sitting here behind me, but I just know it's going to be a hefty wait to play through the game, and I was playing Star Ocean, so I didn't put it in yet.
It's really hard when you're first starting out because you're one character and you have to like collect your demons.
Yeah.
But once you get your party of demons, it eases out. But man, words of advice: learn to save religiously. And I'm not talking like after every battle, but like.
Can you do that in this game? Like save anywhere?
Yeah, you can save anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And the other thing is players' coins. Make sure you have a stock of players' coins. Because,
really?
Yeah.
It actually utilizes the coin system.
Right.
Oh, cool.
Because here's the thing. When you die, you can either pay the in-game currency, which is Maka, and it's always, like, it's basically 90% of your gold. Like, the money you have in the game, which is really hard to get, is, like, you pay 90% of it to respawn. Or you can play in players' coins. So, like, with me, I look like an idiot walking around my apartment complex because I'm out there walking Duncan, and I'm carrying the 3DS in the other hand to get those steps to earn players' coins.
That's awesome.
Because, like,
too bad you can't figure out a trick like people did with the Pokewalker to get that thing just cranking up some coins for you.
Yeah, like, because, like, I'm pretty judicious with my saving, but sometimes I'll forget, and then it's like I'll die, and I'll be like, well, shit. I just fused all these demons. I collected a few more demons. I don't want to do that all over again. So it's very important to keep some player coins in your
Like, how many does
wallet.
it take?
It varies. It depends on what level you are. Like, you start off, like, it's like only a few. Like, the last time I did it, it was like 15. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't know how many steps you have to take to earn how many coins, but... Like, I think, like, TG Apuleius was talking about how he had to, like, he was out, like, jogging with his 3DS every chance he could because he was at, like, the final boss and he got, like, screwed.
I actually take my 3DS when I was playing more Project X Zone to the gym with me. I would take it and just get on the bike or something that day, but you could just play it. But I could put it in my pocket while I'm on the treadmill, get some points going.
No, this is a game that you have to, like, really pay attention to because, like, on the overworld map, you can see like the demons coming at you, and you can press the X button to do a strike, and that gives you a preemptive strike if you hit them with a sword strike. And if you miss that, you might have just screwed yourself because like, it's brutal.
So some 13-2 aspect in it with a preemptive strike type of deal, huh?
Yeah. If you don't get the preemptive strike, then the enemy will, and they'll just like exploit your weaknesses.
Have you been interested in trying an SMT game, Rusty, or have you played any?
I have not. I have Persona 3 on the PlayStation 2, but that is the extent of my history with that series. I've been really interested in picking up Shin Megami Tensei 4, but I still haven't played or even purchased Fire Emblem, or there are a number of 3DS games that I've yet to even pick up, so I don't know. We'll see.
Cool. Well, Dustin, I know your voice is closing up. Do we want to try to tackle? I know we're over the 2-hour mark already. Do we want to try to tackle questions or just put them off to the next episode?
I will leave that up to our guests because I don't want to.
Yeah, we don't want to keep your time wasted either, man.
Well, I have nothing going on, but considering, Dustin, that you've been awake for the past 36 hours or whatever.
Don't do that. Don't do that to me. Don't lay this.
We can fly through them. It won't. Some of these won't take too long.
I can continue on.
All right. Well, then let's soldier on.
I've decided we're doing it then. Okay.
Onward.
We're going to questions. All right. Thanks again, guys, for putting these on the comments page. We really appreciate it. Can you continue to do so? We enjoy answering them. So we'll get to it. First one, Undead Space Monkey, good friend Monkey. He has 2 questions. First of all, BioShock Infinite or Last of Us? I'll go ahead and say BioShock Infinite. Rusty, have you gotten a chance to even play these 2 games this year?
I have not. Feel terrible. I have not played either of those.
Dustin, you answer because we know Chance didn't either. So go.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Well, that's going. BioShock Infinite all the way.
So it's been decided then. Okay.
So yes, SMT4 can potentially beat.
Spoiler alert! Yes.
Wow.
All right. His second one. With Nintendo recently closing the doors on Nintendo Power, no E3 conference, and the state of the Wii U, do you have a bad feeling in the pit of your stomach about the future of Nintendo? What do they need to do here? Dustin, do you have a bad pit in your stomach?
As long as Nintendo makes a handheld system, I will not have a bad feeling about them. Because for some reason they can screw up every console they do, but their handhelds, they just knock it out of the park. I don't know why that is, but they need to get their Wii U in check because that is going to drag them down. They are relying. It's such a terrible thing because I want Nintendo to succeed so badly, and it's like the Wii U was just not enough. It's not enough. The Wii had all that innovation behind it, and then the Wii U is just sort of like an also-ran that is not as powerful as what's coming out. No one is talking about the Wii U right now, and that's going to drag them down.
That's the thing with how the Wii, which I'm not worried about Nintendo financially. They're covered for a very long time. So
I think in terms of Microsoft, the only reason Microsoft is so bankable is because of all their other stuff. Yeah. I think Nintendo is actually in a better position than Sony is.
Oh yeah. The Wii U made them tons of money. Nintendo's fine as far as that. As far as a bad feeling in my stomach, I'm not too worried about them. I do get concerned, like Dustin, you're saying with the Wii. I'm not worried about handheld at all. Like you were saying, I agree with. Wii U, I'm looking at some of my Wii games, and I'm wondering where the No More Heroes fits in on the Wii U. If we're going to see stuff like that, and games, just stuff like that coming, like the Mad Worlds, and even stuff like Boom Blocks, which is a good puzzle game. I mean, Wii U doesn't even have anything good like that.
I'm really worried that the Wii U is going to be the Dreamcast.
It could be, as far as, I don't think it'll be their last console they make or anything, but it's just kind of sad that I don't know, I'm keep waiting for the next year. Okay, this is their first year with it. We know how the 3DS went, so I know next year is going to be better. So
you would think the Wii U would just be knocking it out of the park because it is a consoleized DS. That is what it is. It's a consoleized DS.
Well, that's his other question. What do we think they need to do then to fix it? Should they just say, okay, we failed with the Wii U, we just need to move on from here, or do they need to try to just pump out some more games?
Well, some people are saying that they're expecting a new console here very soon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've heard that kind of bandied around.
Rusty, we know you like some Nintendo, and Chance, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm a huge Nintendo fan, and I guess I would kind of compare it to Sony's situation, but on the opposite side of things, because I think with the PlayStation 4, they're going to be killing the console market, But the handheld market, the Vita, they're doing absolutely nothing with on first-party development, and third-party, no one's jumping on. And with Nintendo, it's kind of the same situation with their console games, because first-party, they're not really doing anything, and in the foreseeable future, all we're seeing is the same rehashed stuff, which, yeah, isn't bad. I want to play my Super Smash Brothers, but I also want to see some new IPs. I want to see the Heavy Rains and the Alan Wakes of the world also, but Nintendo. And, financially speaking, I'm not concerned whatsoever because, like you said, Nintendo's set. They're Nintendo. But with that being said, I am tremendously concerned at I need a reason to buy a Wii U other than Super Mario 3D Land on the Wii U.
Yeah.
I want Super Smash Brothers, but I'll be content playing that on my 3DS. Like, give me a reason to spend $250 to play or to buy a Wii U. I want a reason to play it.
I feel like I'm going to have a Wii U, and I'm going to have one game on my shelf, and that game is X.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely concerned. And what's the answer? I mean, if I had to say in one sentence, I would say new IPs.
Yeah.
And it's still $350. I wish it was at $250 right now.
Yeah, they have the price drop by the holiday. Because it's like $50 more, you get a PS4.
Yeah, exactly.
Chance, can you help Nintendo?
Yeah, we give a DS and or 3DS adapter for the Wii U.
Yeah, that would actually really work.
Put it on the gamepad or something, like an add-on of some sort. You make it, a multi-platform system.
That would increase the value. Like, I would be sitting here playing Shin Megami Tensei 4 on my TV.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I didn't even think of that. That's such a great idea.
Yeah, that is a great idea because, Chance, you just saved Nintendo.
Fuck
yeah! I don't turn my 3D on at all. I never play games.
Yeah, same.
So that would be fucking brilliant.
I mean, they got the Game Boy player on the GameCube. It would just make sense.
Yeah. Super Game Boy.
Yeah, because the Game Boy player and the Super Game Boy, to me, make the Game Boy games, 10 times as awesome to be able to play those same games on the go or on the TV.
Or heck,
the only thing I'd
forget having the slot for it. If you buy the physical release, give me a code to enter in, Well,
I mean, I would like to have a slot, too, for all the games I already own,
Yeah, Nintendo's not set up. Like, I'm firsthand, I can tell you, Nintendo's not set up for that kind of online stuff, okay?
The 3DS woes, we won't try to bring up bad memories.
They are not part of the 21st century when it comes to online.
But there you go. It's just, I'm thinking about the 200 people who bought a Wii U and that they'll have to buy a new controller. So, Grub Gun, we're going to have to frustrate you some more. You got to change out your pad. You got to get a new controller.
Why would you have to get a new controller?
Because where would you put a slot in for your 3DS
just bring like an expansion for the console or something.
It's just like a USB thing.
Oh, okay. I'm picturing like inside the console, the Wii U gamepad.
I'm talking about like the Game Boy player is to the GameCube, just an add-on.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Chance, you're a genius.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about all that, but it's something that I've always wanted to see even before the idea of a Wii U. How awesome would it be to be able to play DS games on the TV? But it would really work with the Wii U.
Yep. All right, we'll go ahead and move on to, I think it's pronounced Tack. I don't know, Taekk. I think this was one of the first questions he might have put on our podcast. Sorry if you put one before. I know he's been listening for a while and commenting, so we'll go ahead and go with this question. For JRPGs, do you prefer English or Japanese dub when a game has both? I'm going to guess you guys prefer English.
Yes.
It's actually, I like listening to English myself, but it's weird. I listen to the English, but I still leave subtitles on. I always leave my subtitles on for games. I don't know why. It's just a thing, even if they're speaking in English. But I know some people have recommended there are games to try in Japanese and that they're better. I just forget what they are, but I do prefer the English. Rusty, you said you preferred English as well?
Yep, I second that.
Chance.
I remember Paige saying she played Ni no Kuni in Japanese with English subtitles, and she said it amplified it, made it so much better. And I just don't know. I've never even tried. I very rarely change like any sort of thing like that. If subtitles are on when I start the game, I just leave them on. I mean, that's just not something I pay that close of attention to. But yeah, absolutely, English dubs.
Dustin?
I will disagree.
Okay.
And partly it's because I grew up in an era where I had to sit and read a video game. So I'm used to reading, like, the text boxes. But even with animes, I'm sort of the same way. Like, a lot of times when they do English dubs, they're just not good. And I can point out several video games where the dubbing is just, like, one of the biggest examples is Final Fantasy X. Ha 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 ha, yeah. And it's like, sometimes the...
So do you play them in Japanese, though, or do you still play them in English?
I still play them in English, but look, here's the thing. If, like, it would ease bringing over RPGs and they just left the voice acting and just translated the text, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
I would,
it wouldn't
too.
bother me one bit. It wouldn't bother me one bit. Yeah.
Yep.
So, because, like, for the longest time, I watched Bleach in Japanese with subtitles. Because I watched the fan subs before they started bringing Bleach over on whatever, I think it's on Cartoon Network. And I got really used to it, and I actually preferred it, because then when I heard the English voices for the Bleach characters, it was like, that is entirely wrong for that character, you know? So it's just some ways the Japanese voices sound more correct.
I wonder...
And especially, like...
Go ahead.
Huh?
I was going to say, I wonder how westernized games like Halo sound in Japanese over in Japan.
Like crap, I'm sure. No wonder they hate the Xbox.
But I was gonna say, I watched Dragon Ball Z first in English, and then a friend of mine gave me a bunch of CDs that had Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball GT all on it, but it was the Japanese dub and with subtitles. And I got so used to watching that when I went back and watched the English dub of Dragon Ball Z, it was like nails on a chalkboard. I couldn't stand it.
Oh, I couldn't stand the Japanese. Everything sounded too high-pitched for at least Goku, at least. I think I remember Goku just being really high-pitched in Japanese.
Well, that's because he was voiced by a woman.
But, exactly.
Really?
Yeah.
Vegeta sounds cool in Japanese, though. He sounds cool in English, too. So
I've seen several different, like, English versions, like, where the voices are really different.
The
like,
Kai version is really done.
That's the main one I'm talking about. Like, the Nickelodeon Kai version, to me, sounds absolutely lame compared to, like, the Funimation version. So...
But, I don't know, there's just something about the original... Because I can't tell when a Japanese actor is performing badly. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because I don't understand the language, I don't understand the inflections. So, in a lot of ways, it just seems like... I'm trying to think, like Eco or like Shadow of the Colossus, where it's just a made-up language that you're listening to with the subtitles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, not to disparage the Japanese language, but that's, I mean, in a lot of ways, it's like when people threw a fit about Xenoblade being voiced by British actors. I just imagine that was the accent of the Bionis, you know?
Yeah.
So, I guess that's my explanation for that.
All right, well, we'll move on to the next one. Of course, long-time listener, Mr. RPG Crazy, keeping the streak going, and he always asks the simple questions. What are your favorite? Well, what is your favorite video game developer? His was SquareSoft, not Square Enix. So yeah, another really easy question to answer, which we can make a whole episode on again. Favorite developers. Anyone want to try to tackle it first?
Id.
Yeah, yours was easy, Chance.
What a fanboy.
Yeah. I'll admit.
I want to. That is tough because
I'll go.
I wish I could go for it.
Enix
for him.
He said SquareSoft. I'll say Enix.
Do you know yours off the top of your head, Rusty?
I want to say Square Enix because there are just so many, but considering Kingdom Hearts was still SquareSoft, I don't know. If I had to really pick one, that would probably be Square Enix.
I could go one with a huge library like Nintendo because they have tons of games.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think stuff I'm really enjoying currently, big time. But I'm just gonna. They haven't made a game that I have not liked yet. I haven't played Infinite Space, but Suda51 and Grasshopper Studios, you guys are awesome. You're gonna get my pick just so I can be different right now. So Killer is
I
Dead.
can imagine.
I can't wait till Killer is dead. But what's up, Dustin?
I was gonna say I can imagine like Greg sitting at his computer listening to this episode, screaming Falcom.
I want to say Falcom, but since I only played 3 of their games, I don't feel I'm allowed to say it yet. So I'll let when hopefully, which spoiler alert, when we get him on here for a great episode of Falcom, it'll be a great one. I'm looking forward to it. So. But Falcom is another great one. There's too many great ones. Capcom with my Resident Evil games, but the way they've kind of gone off the wayside now. I really love Platinum games from this generation. I love everything they put out. So, but I'm gonna go with Grasshopper Studios just because.
You could almost get away with saying classic Capcom. Because it really is 2 different things, seemingly.
Yeah.
Classic Capcom and Capcom.
You know what's a really appreciated? Well, I guess it's more of a publisher than anything. A really underappreciated publisher, Sunsoft. Sunsoft was like the king of the NES.
I was gonna say, are they still putting that stuff out today?
I don't think they are,
Okay.
but I mean, look back at a lot of those NES games like Batman, Journey to Silas. I think Master Blaster was Sunsoft.
Did they merge with Hudson? Because I want to say I heard of Hudson Soft.
Well, Hudson Soft was always Hudson Soft.
Okay.
Soft just means software.
Okay.
They also merged with Squaresoft.
Next question. From Chance's good friend Corruption.
Yeah.
What's your guys' opinions on limited edition box sets? How much are you willing to pay for them depending on the content? And Rusty, I'd like for you to start with this one because you actually have a box set that I'm really jealous of, even though it's Japanese. The Ni no Kuni DS one. I'd love to have that thing. I'd love to have that.
Yeah, that's a really, really nice one, especially with that spell book with all the Japanese writing in it. It's quite the collection. But I don't know. As of late, I've definitely kind of strayed away from the collector's editions, especially these ones that are like $150. It's just absurd. Yeah. There are a few that I really, really do like the BioShock 2 collector's edition, which I got for $9.99, brand new. But anything that comes with like an art book that's really thick with good color and character art and stuff, I think is nice. And I like figurines are nice and stuff like that, or soundtracks with more than like 5 songs. They're all nice, but a lot of like the gimmicky, like little cheapo, like McDonald's toy, like gimmicky things that they throw in there. It's definitely not worth paying like, $90, $80. I like getting them on the cheap, like the Lord of the Rings War in the North special edition. Came with a quiver and a map of Middle Earth, and I got that for $30.
Yeah, I saw that too for cheap in Best Buy one time.
So yeah, I mean, they're definitely nice to have, especially for RPGs, I think. But like the PSP limited editions for the Ys games and Trails in the Sky, Legend of Heroes, those are really great. So I have a few, but some of them are, I think, a little over the top and pretty pricey.
I was going to say, some guy had the BioShock 2 one on my Craigslist a while back. He wanted $60 for it, and I showed him a link to where Target was selling it for $20. I was like, I don't think you're going to get $60 for it. Nice. But again, since I'm talking, I guess I'll answer for it. I like getting a collector's edition, like you said, the PSP ones. If they're at a good price, like the East, Lunar, Trails in the Sky, Ragnarok Odyssey, even on the Vita. I mean, they're at good price marks. They're not $80, $90. I don't know if they are now. They might be, but they weren't when they first came out. The ones that are really expensive, I really wanted the Ni no Kuni Dustin has, the English one. Luckily, I didn't get involved with that debacle because I probably wouldn't have one even if I paid for it. But that's a beautiful one. I know that if I'm a fan of the series, I'm definitely going to get it. Like the Dead Space 2, I wanted that one. But then when I saw the Dead Space 3 one was priced outrageously, there is a point where I'm like, you know what, I'm not doing that. It just gets too high. But I think 80 is like the highest I'll go depending if it's a great edition, like the Skyrim one and stuff, or Gears of War for $150. I didn't really care. Even the Tales one. Is there a $100 and $150 version, Dustin?
I don't know the price points, but there are two different.
I'll say I thought the one with the doll might be like $150. I'm not sure.
I think it's like 120.
120. That's too high for me. So, but I'm more of a fan of the PSP, the smaller ones, and my Dark Souls one that was a limited edition for free at the same price. So those are my favorite too. Chance.
Yeah, I've never actually put any money into them. I only have one, and it was a gift from TG Apeleus. It's the Halo 3 Legendary Edition. I'm really happy to have it. It's a really awesome addition to my collection. But I'm in the the field that says, okay, if I have to spend this much more money, just to get some cool stuff with it, I'm probably not going to do it unless it's just something that I really, really want. Like, I wouldn't have bought this Halo 3 Legendary Edition. It's got the Master Chief head, and it's got some additional content for the game, and it's very cool addition to my collection, but I wouldn't have spent the money on it to buy it like when it came out or anything like that. But, at the same time, I was just thinking to myself, if they ever release, like, if Doom 4 ever comes out and it has like a really awesome special edition something or other, yeah, I'd probably spend the money on it. But so it's all very subjective to what the game is.
Yeah. Say I really want the I think you did get it, Dustin, the Alan Wake one.
No.
I got that actually.
Oh, no, you got an art book. You got it, Rusty? Oh, man. I wanted to get it, and it dropped down in price one time between $30 and $40, and I should have jumped on it then because it shot back up all of a sudden.
That's what I picked it up for, was $30.
$30?
Yep.
Oh, lucky, because it's like back up in like the 70s and 80s now, and I would really like to get that one.
The only thing that's in that is the game, and then the art book, and then the strategy guide, right?
It also came with the DLC.
Okay. But did it come with the soundtracks?
I want to say
there's two soundtracks.
There was a soundtracks in there, maybe.
Let me pull it up real quick.
There's two. There's the score, and then there's like the music, the pop music that they use. Because I was able to piece together. I have the game, I have the strategy guide, and then I have the Alan Wake illuminated book.
I remembered another one I just have. I have Last Story too.
Oh yeah, you do.
So what about you, Dustin, while I was looking it up on your thoughts on limited editions?
Yeah. Chance, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Pull your microphone away from your nose.
Is that bothering you?
It's like we're in a goddamn typhoon.
All right, real quick.
He's gonna forget to unmute himself again.
Came with a hardcover book, like slipcase, a bonus DVD disc, the CD soundtrack, DLC, Avatar unlockables, and a hardcover book novel.
Yeah.
Oh, the novel.
Yeah.
Yeah. That novel's not very good.
Yep, never even opened it.
Yeah, I tried reading it. It's like written by it's like somebody in like 10th grade who played the game wrote the book. I hope the guy listens because it's really that bad. Collector's editions. I'm actually getting kind of burned out on them. That being said, if it comes in the GameStop tomorrow, I will be picking up the Tales of Exilia Collector's Edition with the goddamn figure. I don't know why I pre-ordered that. Oh, I know why I pre-ordered that thing, because they didn't do the limited edition. Like, it was like Collector's Edition or regular. And I was like, well, it's Tales. I want to show my support. Collector's Edition. So I put my money down, and then they announced the limited edition without the figure. And I was like, I don't really want the figure, but screw it. I'm going to keep it. So hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully it comes in the GameStop tomorrow and I can pick it up. But yeah, beyond that, when it gets up to like the $100 range, more often than not, I say no thank you.
Yeah.
But if it's like Xseed, where it's like literally like $10 more for a really awesome package, I'll put in the extra $10.
Which Celseta, it's getting close, and I'm starting to get worried now. Please make it happen, Xseed. I know you're going to do it, please. Please, for.
Well, here's the great thing about Celseta. If they don't, like I noticed this at 5 o'clock in the morning. This when I was like just getting ready for work. a lot of the Falcom JDK soundtracks are on iTunes, and Celceta is one of them. So if they don't release, like if we don't get a nice box set, then I'll just download that soundtrack. It's like $15.
Yeah, I saw Swagman linked a new CD like last week they came out with. I was like, whoa, they're on iTunes, and I was like, give me some suggestions, and he gave me all these great suggestions for some of their albums on there. They're such great music. So
yeah, like all the Kiseki soundtracks are on there. So.
All right, we'll go into our final two questions here. From, I want to say, sounds like a new listener. I haven't heard this name before, but Hoyter Frankie. Thanks for listening and giving us a question. He's got two here. We don't compare Picasso to Rockwell. Why do people revert to the idea that the game looks beautiful on PC and looks horrible on a console? Which this is kind of interesting because we just had a kind of like a debate in our AGP hangout on Facebook about emulating on PC or playing on a console, what looks better and kind of graphics and stuff. So it was pretty cool. So what would be a thought for you guys on this stuff? Anyone can just take it. Chance, go for it, since you like your old school PC stuff. But people are saying, why do we revert to the idea that the game looks beautiful on PC but horrible on console? And that's, I guess it's mainly talking about, like, say the Far Cry 3 just came out, looks better on PC but not on console. Why do people do that?
Well, because they're ignorant, I guess. I mean, really, if you think about it, PCs just naturally are, more powerful than a console, but it doesn't mean that it looks bad on the console. It's just not as high quality as on the PC. Yeah. And I haven't played that many games where I played it on, played both versions as to compare them, the way that they looked. So, I wouldn't be able to tell you.
I think if anyone looks at Far Cry 3 on a console and says that looks terrible, they just need punched in the face.
Yeah, for real. It looks great.
Yeah, that's the most ridiculous. Like, anybody who would ever say that, I would just disregard their opinions from that point on.
Yeah, and I don't know why people do it either, because just graphics aren't a big deal, so I really don't care less. And I thought, like, if you're into a good game, you would care less what it really looked like, as long as the gameplay is good. So why you have to point out that, well, it looks better on PC still, so that's the way you should play it. Just because it looks better on something doesn't mean that's the way I feel it should be played, or I'll be comfortable playing it that way. If you don't have a controller for the game, I can't play on a PC with controls and stuff. So
that also limits you so much in what you play. It's like, well, I only play the most graphically advanced games. It's like I would imagine the person that would say that would, like, look at System Shock 2 and be like, well, that looks stupid.
Yeah, all my favorite PC games look like crap, really. Doom, Wolfenstein, Quake, they all look like crap by today's standards, but they're still all amazing games.
But
what do you think, Rusty?
Yeah, for me, this generation, and you think even more so as we head into the next generation of consoles, graphics are the least of my concerns, and it's probably, it's like the cherry on top of a great game. But I'm not gonna look at an Audi and say, why do you not look like a BMW? It's just, I don't care. If I'm having fun playing the game, I'm not going to sit there and say, wow, I'm not going to be sitting there thinking, wow, if I was playing on PC, it would look so much better. That's just not something I think about. So
there you go, Hoarder. We don't know why people do it. I'm guessing it's PC fanboys saying, here, play it on PC.
Pretty much. They got nothing better to do.
Yep.
He's got a second question here, which is kind of interesting one. Do you think that some games are becoming people's favorite bands, example Castlevania, that more people know it for its music and not because of the game? So he's saying, do you think people are more fans of a game because of music instead of the actual game when they haven't even played most of the titles? So he put Castlevania as an example because I guess there's many entries, the newest ones coming out again on the consoles. So he says people like it more for its music rather than the game. What do you guys think? Is that becoming a thing?
On one respect, I can kind of see that because I went to Distant Worlds when I was in Columbus, and I was, on the one hand, I was just kind of sitting there thinking, like, there's no possible way all these people have played all these games in the Final Fantasy series. Like I sat there. I mean, the only Final Fantasy game I have not played is 11-14.
I was going to ask you with that. Does it seem like a person could have been there that was just good that went there who hadn't even played the games, but they liked hearing good composed music? Well, do you think there could have been people there for that?
There is that, but there is also like I looked around and there was like the typical like college frat boys.
Yeah.
And on the one hand, I'm like, I don't want to be like judgmental, like, oh no, only nerds play video games. If you like Ohio State football, you can't play video games, you know. But it just, I was like, I don't know. What
do you think?
Because there's such a
brought him there.
Well, there's such like a weird thing where like geek culture is kind of chic now in a way.
Okay.
Maybe it's it's like people like secretly like being geeks, and you know, there's nothing more nerdy than like video games. Maybe Star Trek, but there's nothing more nerdy than video games. So. I don't know.
Doctor
it's like,
Who.
Yeah, it's like almost like I feel like in some ways my identity as a nerd, I guess, has been kind of like circumvented as like a fad. But I don't know. Maybe they were all big Final Fantasy fans. I don't really know, but I do know that like it really seemed like it felt that way when I was there. I guess I should say.
No, I think that was a good answer. I don't really have one. I don't know. I'm a fan of the music of the games I listen to, so I'm not sure how it is out there with other people.
Yeah.
So unless anyone else knows.
I mean, I guess the other thing I could say too is like you could really tell because like when like the Final Fantasy X music came up or like the PlayStation era Final Fantasy music came up, people like went crazy. But then when the Nintendo or the Super Nintendo music came up, it was like, what is this? You know, kind of like that.
Anyone else
play the hits,
anything?
Not really. No.
No,
Cool.
I mean I've got some games that the music is the first thing I think about.
Yeah.
But it's not the only thing that I like about the game. But say Nier, what I've played of Nier is awesome. But I can say definitively my very favorite part of that game is the music.
Mm-hmm. Good example. Well,
or
go ahead.
Or hey Greg, what do you think?
The Famicom music.
Yeah.
But we didn't quickly go through those questions, so I guess we should try to end it now.
Wait, do we have one more question?
No, that was it. That was the final question.
That was it?
So again, just thank you everyone for sending those in. Be sure to send them in again this episode. So yeah, before we bow out here, we just want to thank Dustin congratulate him. 1,000 subscribers, man, since the last.
Oh, very nice.
Since the last podcast.
1,024.
Nice.
So
Well
he's
deserved.
big time now. So if he actually starts linking our podcast in his episodes and stop being ashamed of us, they might come over here and listen to us. But that's awesome, man. So congratulations on the 1,000. You really deserve it because your channel's awesome, and you need to get up there with the big timers and start selling out and put.
Yeah, I need to start selling out. That's why I need
put the ads up and everything. So
too big for this podcast. I'm leaving.
But just congrats, man. You deserve it. So Rusty, man, thanks for coming. Really enjoyed having you on here.
Oh
man.
no, this is
it was a blast.
Great fun. Thanks for having me on, you guys.
So be sure again, go check Rusty out. Ari Lewis, 2011. Like you said, he hadn't been too active here recently, and school's starting back up for him. But watch all those older stuff because they're
it's
great.
A busy
videos.
time.
Yeah,
It is a busy time.
So any last words from anyone else?
That's great to finally meet you, Rusty.
Yeah, definitely a chance.
All right, so
I need to go to bed.
yeah, let's wrap it up.
Me too. Me too.
Again, Rusty, just thanks for coming by, and we'll see you later, guys.
Certainly. Later, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And